Black African power. What's good? What's happening? A well-organized lie defeats a disorganized truth every time. Woohoo wee, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. It's Godkilla in the house. And I'm coming to do what I got to do. And I'm going to do what I got to do. I'm standing tall. I'm standing strong. Hey! Bobby banging this bitch. What's good, family? Sitting back, enjoying a cup of coffee. Let the people get up in the building a little bit, man. Let the haters hate. Come on, the haters, where you at? It's unfashionable if y'all ain't hating. So, the question is often asked, why y'all bring the white boys on? Just like that, too. That's just how they say it. We're just bringing experts on. We're not actually concerned with the color of their skin. We're not actually concerned with what neighborhood they was raised in. We're not actually concerned with things that the haters are concerned with. Instead of addressing the information and the points, people address their skin color. Well, you know they went to school, white man's college. You know they got a degree, but the white man's degree, all of that. So I just had to start to figure out that y'all just haters. Now, that's not 99% of the audience, but there's that 1%, that just hate. But big up, man, to the Hootie, man. Look, man, I was just looking at that part 3 video. Crazy, yo. It's crazy. Man, go ahead over there and subscribe to the Hootie channel, man. I'm going to drop the link early and often, man. I want y'all to come on and jump in there. Juju, Shuttle Killer Official. An important part of what we do. Yeah. Sisterhood, man, they didn't raise the game and got our game shining, man. Lamar Pope, I see you. Miss Tiff, I see you. Let's go. First in the damn building. How'd you get here? How'd you do it? Taj, what's good, man? Gold, what up with you? So we bring experts so that we can understand the language of the experts. We want to hear the side that's actually in the field and making publications. What's up, Gary? Big up, Gary. We in the server, adding to the content. Appreciate you, Gary. It's a top-notch conversation we had. We're going to make sure we put that piece on YouTube. Great conversation, man, about the hunter-gatherers in Jabal Tepe. Great information, bro. Learned a few things I hadn't even heard before. And that's why we have different people in the group. That's why we have variety in the group. That's how we have different ideas and concepts in the group. Diversity rules the day on planet Earth. Simple as that. So that was something I actually learned. I would like to share that with you before we get into this content. But the haters got to hate. Because if they don't hate, they ain't got nothing else better to do they? Make sure it don't. Okay. All right. Talked about the Lidar technology. Had no idea what it was. Gary brought that up. All right. And I was like, man, what the hell is that, man? Yeah. Light detection and ranging, or laser imagery detection and ranging. It's the method of determining ranges by targeting an object or a surface with a laser and measuring the time for the reflection of light to return to the receiver. How could that help you out in archaeology? Well, like I said, it's measuring the distance of time it takes for the light to come back. And so as you go down the strata, right, it identifies different levels of the strata, right? And so you can start to see under the ground based off of what the light is reflecting off of. That's some serious technology right there. If I get any part of that wrong, we'll definitely visit it. But that was something I learned in that daggone survey the other day, man. It was real interesting to me. So we always want to be able to move forward and learn more things. And when a person brings something that you never heard of before, man, you don't want to be a whack MC. Right? You want to say where you got it from. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And how is it important for what we're looking at and what we're doing? Let me see. I'm gonna show y'all a picture, man, as we move forward here. Learning is very important, man. Slim Bay, Pseudo Killer official in the building. All day, every day. Said I was gonna drop that link early and often. I'm gonna drop that link early and often. Anybody want to talk about the discussion? About the interview, man. That Jonathan Winnerman's interview was a great interview, man. Yeah. Man, me and Garfield work well together. Let me kind of show y'all what I was talking about. What we was talking about in the server, man. If y'all don't got the server mods, put the super mods. Call them super mods. We got the most intelligent mods. Because you got to be able to wade through the nonsense. Lidar. So I'm saying that right. Lidar. Here you go right here. Let me show y'all some pictures. Y'all kind of get the gist of it. All right. See how it's measuring the distance? I'm going to show you. Let me see if I can find something. All right. I'm not sure if that's the ocean floor. Let's see. Technology, resolution, multi-beam, lidar, map showing a spectacular, faulted and deformed seafloor geology. So see how it's showing the seafloor is actual seafloor. Yeah. Shaded relief and colored by depth. See? So you can see the different depth. All right. Man. So this is definitely one of the game changers right here. And so since our show is based around science and based around using science to give us an accurate depiction of the world we in, we're going to always keep it pushing, keep it moving in the direction that will help us understand the subjects we're talking about. And we will always find the tools and understand the tools that the experts are using. This is the mobile robot uses LiDAR to construct a map and avoid obstacles. I'll show y'all can see that. All right, LiDAR imagery comparing old growth forests to new plantations of trees. See how important is that? So they can start to determine the old growth from the new growth. LiDAR detecting trees, grid pixel level analysis, biomass map. Y'all can find all this on the Wikipedia article. And for the real buffs, y'all can go into the heavy sources. I'm gonna drop a heavy source for y'all. All right. So yeah, this is definitely one of the tools they're using, and I think they use this particular tool at Jabal Tepe. All right. A point cloud generator from a moving car using a single Oster OSI LiDAR. LiDAR scanner, 4th generation. iPad Pro. So you get one of these on an iPad Pro. Look at that. Airplane collecting treetop data over Brazilian rainforests.
Pulses of laser light, 300,000 per second, each one represented by a single leaf. Flying above a protected area of a Brazilian rainforest, NASA scientists measure changes in the canopy to understand how climate change affects the amount of carbon stored in the Amazon's mighty trees. They flew the same transect of the forest 3 times over 3 years. First, comparing 2 fairly normal weather years, 2013 and 2014, and then surveying again in 2016 after a severe El Niño drought. With trees more than 16 stories tall, airborne measurements capture changes in forest structure not possible from the ground or from space. Lighter areas seen falling away here represent limbs and whole trees crashing to the ground as a result of storms and environmental stress. As they fall, they take other trees with them. In collaboration with Brazilian scientists, the team also conducted ground surveys to measure the woody material on the forest floor. They found that 80% of the carbon losses came from the death of larger trees. But surprisingly, large trees were not hurt comparatively more by the drought than were smaller trees, as had been previously suspected. The team also surveyed areas of forest impacted by logging, where even more dramatic changes can be seen.
That's interesting technology right there. We're in a whole new game. Just modern technology, science, and understanding it. Hope to motivate the community and positioning their children to want to learn these types of technologies. Plenty of jobs, and it's work. Start your own company based around this thing. If you just get educated on it, if you just don't play that damn game of acting like you can just come out of nowhere saying anything out your mouth. Okay, the world is open to us, man. This technology is real serious. I just wanted to give you all a little snapshot of actually what it can do, and they can use this in archaeology too. And that conversation that was in the server, it actually stemmed from talking about Jabal Tepe. So I just wanted to give you a little wink, wink right there, so we can kind of just, we always want to get there, right? We always want to be able to value real information as opposed to the pseudo information that we get all the time. Okay, these are professionals. They're experts at what they do. They go to school. They put the time and effort in it. And this is exactly what Jonathan Winnerman, showed in that interview, right? He showed his expertise. All right. And so we always want to big up expertise. All right. Just always do. So yeah, that conversation that we had was serious. And there was a point in that conversation. Let me see here. Let me see here. Let me get that exact clip. Let me see. Get that exact clip. I want to play that. And yeah, I went back and I looked at Wu Jai's critique of the video, the expert. I think he did a good job on that. Um, and I'm waiting to hear y'all critiques. I know Reggie gonna do something. I want to see who gets silly first. Somebody gonna get silly. They always do. Start to be very incoherent. Hold on, let me see. God dang, where is the daggone thing here that I want to play for y'all? 1 second, get this straight, man. Big up to everybody, man. Oh, it's coming through on a Saturday. Oh, I don't even know what's the daggone. Is that it? I hope that's it. I don't even know if I got the right one. Hold on. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Nope. That. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Hold on. I want to play this video for y'all so y'all can see this. Real quick here. Play this clip. We can get right into it, man. If y'all feel jumpy, hit the link. If y'all haven't seen the video, go check out the video. It was a great video. Oh, I see what I'm doing. Let me see. Nope. 1 second here. I'll put this clip together for y'all. It's definitely not the one. Where's my damn email at? Looking for the email. I don't want him to go the long route to do this. That's what I don't want to do. I want to just play this clip because I got it already. It'll be far, far easier. I guess I gotta find the daggone email addresses and no. Like I meant to go the hard route. That's what I didn't want to do, man. Damn, I didn't want to do that. Goodness, man.
In the deserts. So there's
1 second. I didn't want to do that. I don't even know. Let's see. Is it on there? Huh. I don't even think y'all saw. I don't even think we played that on the. Let me see. Oh. The famous one everybody likes to use. Do we got that Garfield with the CD?
Yes.
You got that one? Put that one up so we can really get into it. As we get into the meat of it. All right, here's.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it.
All right. Here's where the rubber meets the damn road at in this whole damn discussion, man. It's not even a discussion, the conversation's really over with, man. Yeah, I'm just ashamed of you, Sadiq. I'm ashamed of you, bro. Like, I definitely expected more out of you, yo. I thought you was an intellectual, yo. I did, yo. You had me fooled for a while, yo. I ain't getting too old. I'm right here where I'm supposed to be. I'm chilling. Here you go. Yeah, but Sadiq, yeah, man, I just didn't expect it. I felt like when subjects are dead to you and based off your appreciation for a particular subject, yo, when good information come through, yo, you would just bow down and adhere to it if you really cared about the subject for real. You know what I'm saying? But I see people don't got it in them. When something is dead to them, right? When new information on the subject is there, I realize that people just weren't actually willing to move the shit forward, yo. And you know, especially Sadiq. I could always talk to Sadiq, and he would say, "Yeah, man, that's what it." You know what I'm saying? He would always, you know, we could go over some material, and we could see it together. If I got something wrong, we could admit it. If he had got something wrong, he was always willing to admit it. But when it came to this thing right here, yo, the Mental Mo show, he was blind, yo. And that's when I knew. Yep. So here's the famous part, right? And watch how Jonathan breaks it down. Okay. And then you had people questioning his credentials, like y'all even care. Y'all don't care if a person have credentials or not. Not at all. So I don't even know why anybody was remotely worried about any type of credentials that this Egyptologist had, right? I don't know why y'all even cared, man. but yet you hear them run their mouth. UCLA, all right. Oh, shoot. Pathway to PhDs, mentor. So y'all know who Kara is, all right? What is this? This is UCLA website. Look, I'm just going to show y'all something. Look. Y'all know her, right? Mm-hmm. Kara. Y'all know him, right? Mario Beatty. Y'all just heard him. Dr. Jonathan Winnerman. Y'all know her, right? Mr. Ashby, Dr. Ashby. Look. Uh-huh. Yep. Y'all remember her, right? Had on an interview. Look. UCLA, right? PhD program. All right. Mario Beatty is in good company. But yet y'all still be throwing the hate. Right? So these people are locked in. They locked in. They having conversations with each other. Yo, they just locked in with each other. It's not a real big deal. So why is it when we bring experts in, because say like a Mario Beatty, I have not talked to him. He may be willing to come on. So I'm not even going to put that on him. I know we tried to get Ashby. She said she was just busy. That's fine. So it's not like we're not trying, right? One day we'll definitely get on and have the conversations, right? But we picking and we're not picking and choosing. We choosing based off of expertise. So everybody needs to just get that straight and understand where that's coming from. That's real right there. All right. And so yeah. Hold on, let me get you the Near Eastern Studies aspect of it. Hold on. I want to kind of get into his credentials a little bit. And then y'all figure out who the hell y'all want to listen to. So y'all seeing what company he keeping, right? I wonder why it went straight there. I don't want the open content one. Hold on. I wanted to get right here. I didn't even want to get. I want to click him on, get into his daggone bio. Let me see if I can get him in here real quick. All right. So now y'all see why he was picked. All right. It just made sense. I was definitely a fan of Kara's. All right. Just by having, just watching a YouTube channel. All right. And, the way she was, talking about Egyptology, talking about Black people, talking about the Africanness of the Egyptians, right? I understood her conversation to be on the level, all right? Wasn't hard, all right? And so Jonathan definitely came recommended. Smash got the interview off. It was a great interview. I suggest y'all go watch that interview. I suggest you watch the interview, the untampered with version, and then watch the interview where Smash is actually talking about the points and talking about what he disagreed with and all that. Just the whole interview was dope, right? And so I don't know why people would even start talking crazy about this man. Y'all seen him willing to have conversations with us, regardless of what we agreed with and what we didn't disagree with. Agreed or disagree, didn't matter, right? It's the having the ability, right, to be able to sit in a setting and just see how a daggone expert talk about the damn subject. That's always was value to me. Maybe we can motivate somebody younger, old, don't matter. They might want to take that course and immerse themselves into the field. But it's important to be able to listen to the experts. We've been in a situation, right, that have allowed non-experts to play experts. That's not a good situation. That doesn't allow for a strong community. You know, the novice can't rule the day in strong communities. And so you can tell how strong your community is based off the level of academia around it, based off the level of scientific literacy, based off of the experts that are teaching said subject matters. And you're going to always have room for individuals like me. Always. Novice, people that really care about subjects, right? People that can break the shit down, people that a regular audience just is not familiar with it, right? Will gravitate more to. Always room for that. This is what I'm learning now, right? As we promote scientific literacy, big up to Dr. Oyamayat. A camp starts in a few days, I believe. But I hope I got that right. But you need a Dr. Mayat to be the liaison, see, between the experts, right? She's going to be able to get to certain funding that you need. She got the credentials for that. I'm going to be able to come to the everyday old people and really have this conversation and sit down and talk that talk and talk about why we need to be able to have experts talk about the subjects matters. It's important. So don't never let nobody tell you that that's not important. All right? Whether you got a PhD or not, whether you have a degree or not, right? Having a PhD, having a degree doesn't mean that the idea that's being promoted is right. No one has ever said that, but that's the foolery that they talk. All right? No one has actually said that. So it's education, Near Eastern languages and civilizations. Most of y'all can't even get past the Near Eastern part. Oh, man. Come on, man. That is what it is. They even trying to get away from that, but we ain't gonna make that man change his degree because y'all an MA in Near Eastern languages, civilizations. AB in art and archaeology in Princeton University. It's good schools right here. University of Chicago and Princeton, these are great schools. So he's gonna be well up for the challenge, okay? So that's his credentials, okay? He did some work. His PhD dissertation is titled "Rethinking the Royal Ka," examines the kingship in the Egyptian New Kingdom and argues against a single paradigmatic approach to the divinity of the pharaohs. Instead, he advocates for a multifaceted explanation of the divine nature of the king, as well as analysis of the social dynamics that create and maintain divine kingship. We've had conversations around that type of thing, right? So next time we come through, we're going to talk about that. He's on certain projects, the EdFu project. All right. So he's in the damn field. This is essential to be able to have conversations with people who's in the field, Joe. Just want y'all to know that. So here's the famous clip right here. Let's sit back. Oh man, hold on, let me get this. Let's sit back and go ahead and hear that. Here we go. The famous one everybody likes to use. We got that Garfield with the seated.
Yes.
You got that one? Put that one up so we can really get into it. As we get into the meat of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it
real
up.
clarity.
So this is this one that we see a lot of
everybody fighting over. They fighting over. That's
they're fighting over this glyph. They're fighting.
There you go. Okay.
They are fighting.
They fight.
This is what the reconstruction, based off the reconstruction, they got.
Oh,
right now, people are speaking about this in absolute, Jonathan. Like, yes, this means black people. They're stopping the video with you talking, saying, you heard what he said. And they're saying, hey, this is what the meaning of Kemet, black people, and they're using the cattle. Oh, before we get to this, we got to go to the cattle first before this. But this is
the cattle first?
Yeah, we got to do the cattle. Because the cattle is what they're using to say, hey, you see, if the cattle says X, Y, and Z, why don't this mean black?
I got it. I got it.
I got it right here. So this saying that this means black cattle, but you brought out something earlier that this is actually a what?
Yeah, so this is a word. So if they just wanted to say black cattle, meaning male and female cattle, they would have just been able to say kem, so or kemu. So there would have been no T. You see, there's the kind of like this initial sign, and then there's an owl, and then there's a kind of half circle. This is the half circle is the T. If they just wanted to say black cattle, there would be no T. What the T indicates is that they're talking about a feminine thing. And in this case, they're probably talking about cows, specifically female cows. So cows that are, they're not bulls. So you can keep a lot of them together. They're not going to be, necessarily violent, and they're not going to kind of, challenge each other for dominance. They're going to be cows that produce milk, that are very, very, convenient to have in a domestic context. That then when it becomes time to kind of create offspring, you just bring in a single male bull of whatever color that you want, and then kind of he mates with all the females, and then you move him away so that he's not a problem or a distraction. So I think that's how I would translate this word, as black cows or black female cattle, rather than black cattle in general.
Okay. Wow. Hold up. That changed the game totally, because they were saying this is the black cattles, as in plural. And then since this sign looks similar to the other sign, this means black people. So that's where the argument is. Mm-hmm. The argument right here.
Well, so then this is interesting here, because basically, so now we're looking at something. This is, again, it's so interesting because it gets into the complexity of a language that involves both phonetics and figurative depictions. So you might look at this, if we got rid of the two-seated people and the plural strokes below them, we might look at this and say, oh, this means black women. But then we clearly see in the classifiers that there is both a man and a woman. So therefore, we have to understand this differently. But we still have to take the T into account. Again, if they just wanted to say black people, if they're saying a plurality of male and female individuals, then they default to the masculine plural, just as many contemporary languages do. If there's a kind of a mixed group of men and women, you can use the masculine plural instead of, and you don't use the feminine plural. The Egyptian language worked the same way. But here we have that T. So now we have to take that T into account. So basically, this now, if we take the T into account, it must describe the abstract notion of that which is black.
If we take the T into account, let's go back. All right. I just want to hear how the experts get down. All right. I just want to hear it. If we take the T into account, it must describe, y'all see it up on that, right? All right. If we take the T into account, it must describe the what?
The abstract notion of that which is black.
The abstract notion of that which is black. That the abstract, we got to look up the word abstract. Right? So we supposed to be learning. We ain't supposed to be cussing, fussing at each other and acting like that ain't what it is. That's just his opinion. He's giving you some concrete understanding of what the hell we looking at, instead of running straight to the black people. This is what we need to elevate our game. Now we got something to check everything against. All right? We ain't supposed to be working backwards. The novice ain't supposed to have y'all running around here sounding crazy. That's the last place. All right, you start off with a novice, and hopefully the novice is good enough to push you towards the experts, man. Because if the novice wanted to be an expert, he clearly understands what the steps are to be a damn expert. Clearly understands that you're going to need some training from an expert. That's your first thing. See, I didn't say a degree, right? I said you at least have to be trained by experts that's willing to sign off on what the hell you're talking about. Like, so if you're dealing with a person that's immersed in STEM, say engineering, which is part of STEM, all right, and she's promoting STEM, she's going to sign off on certain things. She's going to have better access. Pick up the Dr. Mayat. Yeah, she's gonna have access based off her university, right? Getting into things is promoting STEM for real. Access to funding for real, not where you just go ahead and send off $3, $4, $5 or $50, $10. You know what I'm saying? No, real funding where we can actually get into these communities and change their outlook. This is what we're doing. YouTube is just a means of starting the conversation off. All right? Come on, man. This is what we doing. See, you're going to be able to look back over my track record and say, But right here, Winnerman is doing his thing. Man, hit that damn link, man. Make sure you hit that Cash App, man. We got new shirts in the stores too, man. Let's go.
But then there are people that are said to be belonging to that which is black. So this is a word, this is a grammatical term that is in Semitic languages called a nisba. And it's basically when you take an adjective or concept and make it a noun. So instead of saying like, what's a good example? Instead of saying like the verb to be happy, you say the happy one. And you usually do this by adding a Y, which is unwritten usually in the hieroglyphic writing system because it is a weak consonant, and then additional gender or plural markers. And I think that's what we have going on here. So we have a kind of Y that is not written, and then a plural marker. The plurality is reinforced by the figure of the man and the man and the woman. So basically, this means those who are of Kemet.
Those who are of Kemet. So now we got some comments in here. All right, B. Marcy. He say, I'm not going to lie, Unc. Let me put this up here. Let's see if this makes any sense. Say, I'm not going to lie, Unc. I'm telling you, they have to lie, them scholars, so they don't get outed in with their period. But wait a minute, bro. He's just showing you. So you saying he going to go through all that mix? So really you saying he making that all up? Come on, man. That's what's going to get you outed by your peers. I just want y'all to know that. The thing that's going to get you outed by your peers, especially in today's climate, right? Especially in today's YouTube and access to material faster and quicker. Promoting bullshit is going to get you ousted for real by your peers. Just because you say this means black or that don't mean that, that's not going to get you outed at all. Because we can back it up. Now, even the novice have tools to see if what they saying is making sense. He just gave you all the tools. He explained it step by step. He explained to see the figures, what they represented. You sitting here thinking man, woman, owl, and a piece of charcoal. That's what you're thinking. No, but he's giving you the breakdown for it. Basically, this means those who are of Kemet. Yeah, so that's a conspiracy. Yeah. Yeah, we're not gonna promote this. We're not. That's not coherent, bro. And that, come on, man. Like we can't see. We got to be able to get past that barrier right there, yo. So you actually sitting there thinking that one, black people gonna get ousted because we had this sister. She spoke eloquently on what it meant. All right. Winnerman just he gave us the tools. He showed it. We know what it. Guess what? We know what the word nisba where it come from because it was in a UNESCO document. Remember that? Remember they couldn't read that sentence? Yeah. Okay. Let's keep going.
So maybe those who are of that which is black, those who belong to it, those who are associated with it. In the most general terms, in the way that it's normally translated, in a way that I know, again, I know is causing debate, but might be Egyptians rather than black people.
Okay, so we would have now we would just have to use let's just use our minds for a moment. Would it make sense for it to say the black people? 2500 BCE, 1500 BCE, prior to colonialism? Would that make sense? It wouldn't, right? Remember, he talked about the abstract nature of it, okay? That T, remember that? Remember he talked about that which is of black. What would be black? Well, we showed you satellite pictures of how before they built the dam and slowed the water up, right? On how that black dirt, right, would run over the rivers, right? And this is what made it a spectacular farming community, right? We understand about the grains that were brought in from Asia, right? But it was packaged in an African ideal, right? It was processed in the way the Africans would have had farmed. Important there. So you can't get away from that. Live reality for these Nile Valley Africans where they was on the continent of Africa. They was in an ecological system, right? That forced them to create things that would fit that geological system. Okay? And so, you know, this geographical feature was renowned in the ancient world. They all talked about it. So I'm trying to say that's the obvious. That's like Captain Obvious. Black dirt ran over, like you wouldn't, why overrun that? Why overrun that? And that the way they farmed is another aspect of it that gives them their Africanness. So if you're concerned about indigenous people, and I thought we was, then you would be concerned about their geography, their topography. You would be concerned about how they farm, because the way you farm in Africa would be different from the way you farm in, say, Asia. So if you're trying to make that separation, the skin color is the worst way to do it. But the way they did what they did, the way they farmed, right, is what make them African. The way they named themselves is what make them African. The way they beat their drums, the way they tied their shoes, right? The way they wore their clothes, the way the Nubians adorned their colorful outfits, the way they made the sandals, right? The linen. The Nubians were renowned for linen. Fine linen, way better than the damn Egyptians, right? The way they made them things lay on them is what gave them their Africanness. This is what I'm trying to say. The skin color doesn't make you African. Because the skin color can range. And you could make the argument that any skin color is African. Man, any phenotype is African. Why? Because this is the most diverse population. We learned it wrong. We thought that if you got a big nose, then you shouldn't have thin lips. You should have the big lips and the peppercorn hair. Lord knows don't have no straight hair. Don't have no slightly curly hair. You better have the naughty hair. You better be dark skin colorism. And you better have the big lips. And you better be about this big. And then you're African. That's what colonialism gave to you. But let us keep moving. It's very, very interesting conversation. I see you down there, Reggie. Don't move. I see you, Mr. Okay, that was very definitive. We won't be arguing that anymore.
Another thing too. If they're already black, why do they need to write that they're but hey, not me. I don't want to get
no. All right, we right there. Right there. Pick up the Reggie. Y'all hit the link.
Hello, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, Mr. Reggie.
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty
how you
good.
doing, community of skeptics?
Skeptical of anybody without that damn paper.
Okay.
Because they're gonna make far more mistakes. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So what paper you got?
I don't want to talk about. I do have some writings. I don't want to get into that, bro.
Okay, so
I have writing on scientific literacy. I don't have it on the Egyptian thing, bro.
Yeah, some of our greats, yes, they make mistakes, but experts make mistakes. Don't have papers. So
you want to talk about that for real? Can we talk about that for a minute?
Like Dr. John Henry Clark and
can we talk about that for a minute, though, Reggie?
Yeah,
because that seemed to be a overemphasizing of something that nobody's actually saying, and I'm actually glad you brought that up.
Right.
So I will tell you that when you see a plane crash,
Yeah.
that's a result of people and experts. So when an expert make a mistake, the mistake can be grave, Reggie. So no one is ever saying, one, humans do make mistakes. What we're trying to do is we're trying to slow down the amount of mistakes.
That's I got
That's
that.
it.
That's why
Got it, Reg. And so hold on, let me finish. And so what I'm saying
Colin.
is a novice, an untrained person, right,
Yeah.
is going to make far more mistakes than an expert. That's not saying that an expert can't make a mistake. And then that's not saying that a novice can't see that he made a mistake. No one is ever saying that, but that seems to be a talking point, which I feel is incoherent and invalid. But go ahead, brother.
Okay, so let's get to the heart of this.
Ray Black,
Um,
you don't know what you're talking about, Ray Black. You tripping.
okay, so let's get to
Go
the
ahead.
heart of this,
Mhm.
right? So I agree. Uh, Novices need to work hard so that they can know more, right? I think everybody needs to be humble. I agree with that. I
And
also understand Nile Valley culture is that the people of that land had multiple ways of saying things, and though the language is deciphered, we don't have them here to verify. Okay.
so
Um,
can you explain a little bit more? Multiple ways of saying things.
Yes,
Man.
like and so they have a way in which to use their glyphs and then use classifiers, which is a glyph, to say specific things. In the English language, we do it with context. So there's people who can speak English language but can't read it. So, for example, fill, and fill. The, the, um, uh, how can I say they sound the same, but they have different meanings, right? We use the things in context in our spoken language to understand what we mean. That the people of that land, um, they used in their writing, they use classifiers. We don't have their conversation. So since we do have their writing system, it helps us to understand. There was a part where, of course, you was talking about my work, right? And you and Garfield was talking about my work and how uh, the you looked at the word Kemet with the cattle, and Dr. Winnerman said that it meant female cattle. Is that correct? That means this.
I'll run it back again for you.
Yeah.
But hold on. Just looking. Man, appreciate the donation, man. He said, loving the expert interviews and everything else you do. I've
Mhm.
learned so much this channel the last 5 months or so. Man, appreciate that donation, man. Goes a long way, man. While y'all at it, man, hit that Cash App, man. Show some love, man. Hit the Cash App going in. One more last comment.
Sure.
It says, only interviewing Egyptologists to win an argument. Do you study the culture in depth? If not, why do you care so much to argue over it? Makes no sense.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know what the hell you're incoherent with that. I don't even know what you're talking about, right? Never was trying to win any argument.
Mhm.
I wanted to understand the full scope of the argument, and to get the full scope of it, you have to bring people that are educated in the field. It's very important to be able to have access to this. This is what we learned from Dr. Ben and from Shikant Diop's and them, specifically from Shikant Diop's, right? Him being an expert allowed him to sit amongst experts and actually usher in an era where we start to look at the Africanness. It was a brilliant idea to force the Egyptological world to start to look at Egypt in this African context. It was a grand fucking idea, bro. And you know how he was able to pull it off? Because he was an expert at something. Okay? And they got him in the damn room. This is what I'm talking about. This is where the real challenges occur. It don't occur outside of the daggone thing. The arena. If you're gonna be a gladiator, you can't be running around outside. You got to be in the room with the damn gladiators, fighting the damn gladiators. That's the difference. You want to be an NFL player? You want to be Bronny James? You got to get goddamn drafted. You got to play in the league. Now we can talk about it. So I'm saying, for us to get what we really need to get, man, we learned from Diop's. We learned from Muriel Beatty. Do I gotta show you again? I think I want to show you again. Yeah, because I think the room is full of hate at times. And I'd be like, why? Why are they hating so much? Why the hate? Why the hate? They hate. See, they hate. They hate. It's called hate. Yeah, it's called hate, bro. Look, who is that? Mario Beatty. Mario Beatty. Who is Mario Beatty? Ass cat. He's in the game. He's in the game. He's in the game. We want to talk to people who's in the damn game. Get in the damn game.
Okay. So,
Hey, Reggie.
yeah.
You need to get in the damn game. And hold on. I'm gonna say this one thing. It'll be easy for you, Reg. I think you know it. If you hadn't to waste your time messing around with us, I'm gonna say us, right? Man, you'd have been already in the game talking. You'd already had your work in certain positions. They'd have tore down the parts that need to be tore down, and they'd have uplifted the parts that need to be uplifted. And I think you know that, bro. Because shit, your 4-year course take you 2 years. You already know that, bro.
Well,
yeah.
Here's the thing.
Stop hating ancient history. You hating, bro. That's a hate statement right there.
Yeah. So let's get back.
Am I wrong though, Reg? Am I wrong?
No, I'm 59 years old.
No. I want to hear that. I'm asking you a question, yo. It will take you 4 years.
Yeah, but that's
you're already educated on so much. You can walk through that though. You already write well. You already understand the subject. You already know the sources. Shit. Am I wrong?
Yeah, it's fine, but a 4-year degree ain't gonna get anywhere. So it takes about 12 to 15 years to get a PhD, and I don't have the time.
I bet you already got 4 years already. What are you talking
about?
I
got 4 years in another field.
Okay, so and you can move that over.
I don't have the time.
No, but I'm saying, but you could though. Am I wrong?
I'm
not saying you could. I'm saying, am I wrong in what I'm saying? Though?
I probably could.
Right. Thank you. That's all I'm saying.
In the meantime, between time.
So it's not that serious to you.
Novel. No, it's very serious.
No.
Why don't you let me talk? Why are you talking?
No, it ain't that serious to you, Reg. If it was that serious, Reg, because Reg, I know you know what the level is, bro.
Yeah, I know.
And that's why I get mad. I'm just letting you know, you out of everybody else who already got a damn degree, who already got a published paper, you know what it takes. You got the most responsibility here out of all of us. You're the oldest. You know better, bro.
Okay. So
let me go ahead and let you talk for a second.
All right. So great. So I did it the right way. I have a novel hypothesis, right? Closer to a theory. I go to a conference. I presented the conference. I actually ASCAC, right? ASCAC with Dr. Mario Beatty, who you just praised, is in the
head of it. He's the head. He's the head of it.
I presented with Dr. Mario Beatty, right? Okay, on the big stage against what Asar and those people were talking about, right? After that, instead of writing,
Mika says, all Wu Jai have to do is hit the link and Reggie gonna run.
Right? No.
Go ahead, Reggie.
Yeah. So then I did it the right way. So after presenting my work that nobody's ever seen before, then what I did was I published in a journal. I got accepted. It was basically a whole year waiting, right? I got accepted. They published it, and then I can do a couple things. Now I can write a book, but in the meantime, I'm fine tuning a few things.
Okay.
So I watch. So I did it right, and I have citations to my journal. And what people don't know is that Egyptologists who we all know contacted me and is going to cite me in their work. And but the problem is that it's a big work on decolonizing Egypt, and so she's going to cite me in that work.
Who's going to cite you in the work, Reggie?
I didn't say.
You can't say? It's a secret.
No, I can't say right now, but I say she's pretty well known, or he or she is pretty well known in this community. So she contacted me.
Is she black or white?
It doesn't matter.
You can at least tell us that.
Why does that matter? You were into.
I didn't know. Hold on now.
You're into that.
I'm into what? I ain't into no color.
Yeah, you
I'm in
so
it getting it right. I
black and
just
white
asked you a
doesn't
question.
matter.
I just asked you a question. I'm trying
Black
to.
and white doesn't matter. If you're a PhD, she's a PhD. Does it matter now?
Yeah, I mean, she's got to be a black PhD, Richard, based off your standing, sir. Based
Why?
off
Because
everything you've
white
said,
scholar.
no, if she's white, we're not going to accept it, Reggie. We're not going to be
Why?
able to do it because we want to do like you do. We want to be like you. We want to use your measure of critique, Reg. So if she's white, you're in trouble, bro. Don't you dare. If she's white, you got an issue, bro.
No.
I'm
See,
banging for a week.
You're playing a very unsophisticated game. And then I talked to experts. I talked to Dr. Karakuni. She after the interview, she said, "Don't post it." Had nothing to do with had something to do with her concerns. Has nothing to do with my concerns. Even though she agreed, I should have did it live, but I always, like everybody else, I give them an opportunity to think about the things that they said. And she decided, she wrote me, "Don't post it." But I have it.
Why not? Why it was what you do? Why do you think she would say that?
I'll let you see it. You can decide. You could decide. You could decide why she didn't let me post it. And I'm not going to talk bad about Dr. Karakuni. I think that she's really good at what she does. But I have differences, especially on the black land. And that
y'all stuck on that. Let me see. Wu also told Ankh he's not qualified to speak on the topic. I'm not speaking on no damn topic.
So
see, that's what we got. See, Social Dilemma podcast, yo. Hit that damn link while you talking.
okay.
I never said that I was qualified in any of this. That's what you said. What I said was I have enough sense to be able to read and understand the difference and get an expert on said subjects. So when I say something, it ain't my words, it's the experts, it's what they're saying. So you got that wrong.
Okay,
I don't have to be qualified. I just got to be good enough, just good enough to say y'all made that up and nobody agrees that that's y'all thing. That's all I got to do, bro.
Can we please get to the topic?
What's the topic about the cattle, the female
right?
cattle?
So you brought in my work.
So you want to play it? Let's play it. Let's play it. Here you go.
Yeah,
I got it queued up for you.
And Mika, I've never done nothing to you in your life.
Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him, Mika. He crying.
And Mika, I ain't never did nothing.
Don't listen to him.
What's your bone to pick? I don't even argue with women.
Listen to him, Mika.
Except for unscrambled mind among women, I argue with them, but I don't generally argue with women. Right? So
why not? I argue with 8 to 80 blind, cripple, or crazy.
No, I don't argue with women. No, not that one. Not that one.
That is the one with the cow. They're gonna talk about.
No, it's the one when you were saying these people were saying that this. What does this Kemet mean with the cattle?
Oh, you want that one?
Yeah, I want that one. Mika is saying, "Don't be emotional." Why you call me? I'm not being emotional. You call me
acting
like a fool. I don't act like a fool. What are you talking about? You don't know me. I mean, I think you're a nice person. Everybody that meets me. I mean, Juju, she met me. Juju will tell you I'm a nice person. She may disagree with me, but she would say I'm a nice person.
All right, I think you're talking about right here, Reggie.
Yeah, let's see this.
Oh shit. Right here?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. What in the world is going on? We're just not gonna play. That's what we doing. What are we doing?
Yeah, it's happened to me. I that's why I'm so late. Mika today.
That we, they acts more than anything else. Like they're very helpful, but they're so misleading. Has that this editor has.
This is serious right here. Y'all ain't seen this part.
Has used.
Y'all ain't focused on this. This was serious, yo. We saw. Here you go, Reg.
Yeah.
I got it. Right here, Reg.
So
this
is
it.
Yes. Saying that it means black cattle, but you brought out something earlier that this is actually a what?
Yeah, so this is a word. So if they just wanted to say black cattle, meaning male and female cattle. They would have just been able to say kem, so kem or kemu. So there would have been no T. You see, there's the kind of like this initial sign, and then there's an owl, and then there's that kind of half circle. This is the half circle is the T. If they just wanted to say black cattle, there would be no T. What the T indicates is that they're talking about a feminine thing, and in this case, they're probably talking about cows, specifically female cows. So cows that are, they're not bulls, so you can keep a lot of them together. They're not going to be, necessarily violent, and they're not going to kind of, challenge each other for dominance. They're going to be cows that produce milk, that are very, very, convenient to have in a domestic context, that then when it becomes time to kind of create offspring, you just bring in a single male bull of whatever color that you want, and then kind of he mates with all the females, and then you move him away so that, he's not a problem or a distraction. So I think that's how I would translate this word, as black cows or black female cattle, rather than black cattle in general.
Okay, man, take over. Go ahead, bro.
Okay, so then this is problematic to his other conversation where he says when you have Kim in the feminine T, it means that which is black.
Mm-hmm.
And then we look at the classifier. So the T helps it to be an abstract word, right? That which is black. And then the cattle, you see it's plural, right? So that makes it a collective. So now, so he says that it means black cows, right? Okay, so then what we would have to do is then we would have to check the dictionaries, both the TLA and the Vicus dictionary, because we would check what the experts say. So it does not mean female cows in the dictionaries, and I can show it to you when you're ready, right? It means black cattle. It means divine or sacred black cattle. So Dr. Winnerman, the problem with it is that when he gave us Kemet before, he started talking about the abstract, which is the half loaf, right? And then he started talking about the collective, fine. And then he said the Kemet with the people means people of Kemet. I got that. Or people of the Black land. I got that. I want to ask your audience, did you check what Dr. Winnerman said? Because I checked what Dr. Winnerman said, and that is not because I checked what Dr. Winnerman said. My mic is open.
Yeah, my fault. Go ahead.
Yeah, so that's not absolutely correct. So how I will show it to you is I will go to a text, right? I'll go to a text and share my screen if I can. So the way that we do it,
put the clock on you too, yo. You is not.
Is that we simply go.
It is not.
That's fine. I could do it on my show. I just want to. And
but we're not going to do.
Okay, so
minutes. Go ahead. And let me say something. Just with my eyes not knowing none of this, it looked like a daggone bull to me. You feel me? But I know that's not how it worked though.
Okay, that's fine. That's exactly right.
Right. I know that's not how it worked. But go ahead. What you great?
So if we read the text, right, it would over here say protected the right black cattle, right, like apis. That's what it would say, right? From just looking at the text. If I looked at the English, it says I protected the black herd, right, of apis, the black herd. This is apis, right, from the stock bulls, right? Now, so when we look at the text, we see that this form right here simply means cattle, right? And it means the black, they're saying the black herd. I use chem differently. I use chem meaning the sacred black, and that fits very well with this. I protected this sacred black herd right, of Apis. I would say it that way. So the other way in which we would do it, and anywhere else that you see black herd, this is black herd with the plural, a collective, and not cows, right? So I would have showed Dr. Winnerman this.
All of the glyphs.
I would have showed Dr. Winnerman that. The other thing that I would have done is simply go to the Vicus dictionary, and I would say Kemet, right? If Kemet comes up, let's see how Kemet comes up here. I think I don't need the period here. So let's just see if it comes up that way, or otherwise I have to put the period. And I would find that Kemet means cattle. And it's not, for some reason, it's not Kemet. It's not coming up.
You done changed the dictionaries on us, bro. That's what you doing, man.
Oh no, it's just being slow. It's all right. It's okay. It's gonna come up in a second. All right. So here we go. I think it should come up now. Okay, at least I got one. So let's go to the Kemet section. So this is what I would do, right, to have a conversation with Dr. Winnerman. So we see Kemet here as the Egyptians. I'll blow it up a little bit more, right? So Kemet is a collective in this case with the plural stroke, right? And it's Egyptians. Now,
Got King J on here, but go ahead.
This Kemet right here is
It's
interesting.
King J favorite subject. You might be in trouble, Reggie.
This Kemet right here is interesting because this is the long form of this Kemet, where it would be male and female bulls, right? Or cattle. So Kemet is the holy herd of black cattle, right? So so in this context, we see that Kemet this Kemet over here, this Kemet over here is the herd of cattle, right? A collective noun, right? Feminine. But it doesn't mean that they're cows. It means that it's the abstract thing, that which is black, right? Which is the herd of cattle. Okay. So I would start there with Dr. Winnerman, and I don't think that y'all check that. I think that y'all I was concerned because I was seeing that y'all laugh, and and so if we say,
so we ain't checked that, Reggie. Somebody need to check you. Hold on, King. What's up, King J?
Peace. What's going on to the panel? What's going on, Reggie?
We got somebody to check Reggie today. How about that? Talking about check Winnerman.
What? I mean, I just used the dictionary.
No, we got King J here. He loves this subject. He really.
I do.
Yeah, but who is King J?
I don't know.
Has he wrote anything? Has he cited anything?
Reggie, don't.
No, Reggie. I haven't read anything.
Has he wrote anything? Has he cited anything?
Reggie, are we serious right now, Reggie?
No, because I was talking to you.
Reggie, don't.
So you bring in, you do. I'm gonna be the boogeyman.
Reggie,
I'm gonna pop out on you,
Reggie. We just hit the.
So you're gonna bring what? You could bring in an expert to check me?
No, Reggie. I'm saying we're just having a conversation.
We're just talking, brother. That's all.
Why you that jumpy?
You're not my friend. Unc is a friend of mine. You're not my friend.
I don't have enemies. I don't have enemies, Reggie. So.
But I'm saying that I don't really want. I just want to show the public.
No, you told us to check, so we want to check the checker. While you were checking the expert, now we're gonna check the checker. You the checker. So
I do that.
Somebody who hasn't cited, somebody that we don't even know.
Okay, we just want to hear his conversation. Go ahead, King J. Come on, Reg.
Peace. I mean,
I ain't gonna get out of control, Reg. I'm not gonna do that. This is not Reggie Day. We're not doing that on this channel. We're past those days. We just want to have a conversation. Go ahead, Mr.
I mean, if Reggie will engage in conversation with me, I mean, then
Reggie is up for it. We just not. We're not gonna. Take away from his achievement.
I don't know who the dude is. Show me what you know.
No, bro, he's just popping up on the channel, yo. I didn't call anybody.
Does Kemet mean cows? Just ask him, does Kemet mean cows?
Go ahead. Y'all start the conversation. Don't be talking long. Give everybody a chance for the discourse. Hit the link, man. While y'all hit the daggone Cash App. Show some love, man. We want to have
Appreciate it.
We got Jonathan Winnerman's name in the title, yo. We want to respect that. We want to respect Brother Reggie. He's published, and we want to respect King J because he absolutely loves this subject right
I
here.
got some information
Love
for
the
sure.
subject that gives you. See, that's
Just
how
the love of it. Hold on.
faking out. He loves the subject. I ain't seen him at no conferences. I ain't seen him talk to no experts, but he absolutely loves it. So that hurts everything that you've always said about novices and things like that.
He's a regular guy, just
Yes,
like you and me. Come on, man.
Yes,
This
sir.
man got, hey, Jake, hurry up, go to the
Okay,
conference and come back real quick.
Let me. So Reggie, so Kim Ware, right? So let's start there. So
No,
I
we know we're not starting on Kim Ware. We're starting on what Dr. Jonathan Winnerman said, that Kemet means, that version with the cattle means female cattle. That's where we're starting. We're not starting with
I don't
Kim
subscribe.
Ware.
I don't subscribe to that. So I don't. That's why I want. I would just give them some information.
Okay, that conversation's over then.
Mhm. I don't subscribe to what Wimmerman said.
Okay, good. Okay, Ankh.
What? You gonna jump? Let's finish our conversation.
No, because we're only talking about Kemet. We're not talking about Kim Ware. Okay, what do you have to say about Kim Ware? Let's start with Kim.
So listen, question. So look, I'd actually put together a PowerPoint presentation. It's a very short. I don't know if I could share it on the screen, but so what I did have found, and we can look this up geographically, because so when I did my research, I wasn't color looking. I was geographically searching for this location. So what I did find was, so what we do find is like, so the intonation of the Nile is very important to this, right? So the Nile, the gnomes of the Nile Delta, the intonation are on top of basically sand, in the land, on flooded land. You know what I'm saying? So there is a place, a geographical location that's called Khem, Khem. Is So that location is what the Greeks name Leotopolis, right? Leotopolis. That is the second nome, correct? So, but we find Thebes as the capital of this nome, right? So these are Nile Delta nomes. So what we have here is what it looks like to me is these bull. So can we talk about these nome symbols, right? So like these bull gnomes, right? They represent, so say we are, so the gnomes itself, right? Each gnome has a sign. So these signs, some of them are falcons, some of them are bulls, and these signs represent the people of those particular gnomes. So we will see some of these gnomes conquering other gnomes. So what we will see, particularly with these bull gnomes, is they're coming to the Delta and they're conquering certain geographical locations. Are you following me, Reggie?
I don't like the term that you say that they're conquering. I think that the people called Egyptians are designating places for whatever reason, or for skills, for weaponry, for what these people do best. And in that gnome, they have gnome gods. And so
Exactly.
this gnome, well, there's, if you want to say a Trebus, Harry Ib, right? If you want to say Hoat Harry Ib, that is the temple in the midst, and their god was in their local god was the
Kenti Him. Kenti. What is the Kenti Kim?
Kenti Kim was a crocodile, right? And then the crocodile, and then there is the Kim Ware. So they had two known gods.
Freeze.
Oh,
he says right here. See that? Feminine collective now right on the screen.
So
Is
Reggie,
it on the screen? Is that right on the screen, Reggie? Is that on there? Let me see.
Yeah, heard. Yeah.
Oh, so right there. The feminine collective noun feminine. So it is that? Is that? It's right there.
Right, but do you know what that?
I don't know.
But do you know what
That mean,
that means?
yeah, I know what it means. I know what that means.
Right? Do you know what that means? Ankh, you see the feminine, but the word is translated into cattle. It's not just cows.
Huh?
Well,
You just don't know the grammar.
Thank you, Tahuti, Mayat. Appreciate
It just
you.
shows you just don't know the grammar. It's a feminine collective. Right?
Right, he said that. That's all that man said.
Right. So you were making, what's your point on it being feminine?
Because that's what he said. He talked about the T and Y. Well, no,
Right,
that's what the two people that.
It just shows you
That's
just
what
don't,
it meant.
putting it up there to make a point shows that you don't know.
But you got it on there though. And you said it wasn't feminine. Did you not say that? What
No,
you say?
I said it wasn't cows.
But it made it feminine though, right?
So Reggie, my point with you would be this: in regards to the Kim Ware, when we see it depicted as the Great Black Bull, if you're trying to say it's representing people, my counter would be that it's actually representing Osiris as Kim Ware, and Osiris is being represented as the Great Black Bull, not the people, but Osiris. And Osiris,
I like that. I like that.
Osiris is Kim Ware.
This gods are made up. So
no, that's not what he just said.
Wait,
let's shout out Big Sean P. He said, but Reggie, you don't know the grammar.
You're not letting me talk. You're just not letting me talk.
No, I just wanted to put Sean P on the screen. Don't know the grammar. He said you don't know the
grammar either. Listen, you're an adherent of Ujawu and them, right? And I'm gonna the way I'm gonna prove you wrong is we're gonna find out who cites you because you have no original ideas. But I don't want to talk about Sean P. I want to talk about Kevin Phillips. I don't want to talk about Kevin Phillips, right? You know how a person is pseudo.
Yeah, but Reggie, he's a novice too. I read his article.
Right, but not only is he a novice, he's a pseudo. His name is Kevin Phillips. Why write anything that he says is scholarly under a pen name?
Well, I don't. Well, he Sean P. Call him Sean P.
Yeah, Kevin Phillips.
I know, but I'm respect that. Come on, man. Don't throw no slur.
I respect because you know why? He wrote this article under Kevin Phillips.
Okay, but that's his name he writing under. That's his real name, but
that's a pseudo name.
Okay, well, Heavy did it. Heavy, he want to do it.
Yeah, pseudos write their articles under pseudo
save
name.
the energy for when he get on here. If he come on here, save that energy, yo. Leave him alone. Right?
Okay, but
go ahead.
I'm on here to show that Kemet, that Dr. Jonathan Winnerman wasn't exactly correct when he said that.
Oh, now he's not exactly correct. You're changing the tune slightly.
No, I'm being polite to the expert.
Why you gotta be polite? Just say what it is, because he would say what it was.
He was not correct.
Okay, it says Reggie. Okay.
No, it says the dictionary.
No, it's not. It's not what that dictionary saying right there. I ain't that crazy.
Yeah.
Reggie, when do we see Osiris depicted as Kim Ware? And when we do see him as Kim Ware, is it not as a bull?
It's more so, and you should know this, right?
Yeah, Reggie, why wasn't it correct though? That's a good question. Why you finished that?
It starts out in the pyramid text, right?
Right.
It really, and then it becomes an epithet for Usir, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the fact of the matter is, they are speaking symbolically, right? And with metaphors. And that's the whole point of these ancient people. They use metaphors of themselves with their sacred animals, with kites, with cows and bulls, right? And with crocodiles and with other animals that they deem sacred, or animals that they don't think they believe that are sacred, but not in a religious sense. So, for example, Set is sacred, but not in a religious sense, in a sense of respected, revered, and so we don't know really. Many of us don't know the definition of sacred. Sacred has a religious, if that's the way you want to think, but it's also secular. So Set is revered, and so these ancient people are sitting on top of other ancient people, which they don't really do a lot of disturbing the earlier beliefs, they actually absorb it. So if so I just read you the text, how they use Kemet, right? So let me just go back and show it to you again.
So Reggie, so you said that it says show us why he wasn't correct, yo. That way we
Oh
can
yeah, because this
Because
term
what?
right here, when he says I protected the black herd of Apis, right?
But
is-
that's the same. That's not the same text though, Reggie.
No, it's the same glyph.
Yeah, but it's not in the same text. It's not in the same sentence structure too. You
It's
got to
the-
know that all that count though.
It don't matter
No,
because
you
it's
don't
the
know.
Finneran text.
Here's the thing.
Spinning text. Go ahead.
Is,
Whoa, hold on, Reggie. You said
the
what?
funny thing is,
AJ.
you can't read
Man,
it and
oh,
understand
Reggie,
it. It says
Reggie.
Kem with the T with the
Reggie,
cap.
Reggie, listen to what I'm saying, Reggie. Listen. You got to know that I don't got to read that. But you also got to know that my thoughts aren't incoherent. I heard what he said, right?
And
I
you
read the
believed it.
word. Let me finish. I heard what he said, right? Now I'm trying to hear what you're saying. And only thing you keep saying is I can't read. I didn't hear him tell me that though. So I'm trying to feel if there's a disconnect somewhere. Either you teaching or you flim-flamming.
No, I'm not flim-flamming.
Thank you. So just tell me where he was
No,
wrong
I'm
at.
not
And maybe the
flim-flamming.
audience, okay, so then maybe the audience will be able to correct that. Jay
I'm
King said
saying
he doesn't
if-
necessarily agree with it, and then he'll get a shot at it to tell me where he went wrong at. We just enjoying the show, bro. We not. I'm not arguing with y'all again on this. I don't have to. Right? I did it to stimulate y'all goddamn channels. I already knew I was going to the experts. Right? I already knew where I was at. So I enjoy, right? How the experts be like amazed at how we trying to do this. You know what I'm saying? I let them see everybody work. That's everybody, right? And they just was amused on how, we trying to get to it, using the same sources and stuff, man. And I think that's a good thing. So I didn't get the experts to know that about. This is what I do. Y'all do what y'all do. This is what I do. And that's why I be flaming mad at y'all Negroes. Because why y'all mad at me for doing what I do? I supposed to do what I do. I let y'all do what y'all do. It's when y'all cross over and start getting flagrant fouls on the play and start acting like you something you're not, and start acting like you done did something slick. I ain't never been a telling snitch, nigga. Never in my whole life have I done that. So what I'm saying is I got a right to hear from qualified people, yo. I don't want to hear I'm qualified. I want to see it. I want to see where you at. I want to see what game you played in. I should be able to do that. And I'm thinking y'all be flagrant because y'all start getting jumpy and afraid. That's crazy. That's
No, it's the way you're talking, my dude.
I'm talking this is my shit, my dude.
Somebody who wants to talk about somebody else, right? You can't read the meta nature.
I don't have to read the meta nature. Reggie, you keep saying that. That's what makes you flim-flammery. That's what make you a flim-flammer.
No, bro.
The very fact that you keep saying that. No, if you wasn't, hey Reggie, if you was straight up and down, you wouldn't keep pronouncing to the world something that they already know. It doesn't help the conversation.
What are you talking about?
Because we know I can't read it, bro. So that's the same thing Wu-Ja said. That dude, bro, I never said I was a linguist. I never said I read meta nature. Then I shouldn't be able to catch y'all up like this then.
We talking that you eat up everybody. What?
No, I don't. I don't. But I'm saying,
that's what we saying.
Yo,
you're saying you're a fanboy.
I'm a fanboy now. So do I consider that a shot? So if I cussed your wild ass out, I would be wrong. That whatnot. So I'm saying stay away from that. Let's keep it John Henry Clarkish. So the only fans are up. The only. First of all, hold on. First, I'm not a boy. See, that's where you get it wrong. I'm not a boy, right? And I'm not nobody's boy.
Oh, so you fell for that?
No, but I'm not a boy though.
So you fell for that?
No, but I'm saying I'm not a boy though. So I'm saying, but you can't take it though, Reggie. So if I start doing what I'm doing, then you'll get off kilter and be crying for 3 weeks now. So I'm saying I'm not a fanboy, right? I'm saying I'm an objective observer, my nigga.
You're not objective.
Yeah, I actually am.
Actually, if you was objective,
I am nope. There got to be a measure, yo. I just like the community to see.
Nah, you don't
the
like
contract. I do, bro. I enjoy that, bro.
Okay.
I enjoy being able to hear y'all talk that talk, right? I enjoy hearing an expert talk that talk, right? And then we can see what the measure is, yo. Yo, for too many years, yo, on these things, yo, we only heard y'all. What's wrong with What's wrong with bringing in some experts? What's wrong for the? Why y'all afraid of the? First of all, y'all afraid of white people like I've never seen before in my life. I ain't never known people be this goddamn afraid of somebody's skin color. It's wild to me. Y'all caught off in the 60s somewhere where they was hanging black people. Y'all tripping. But what I'm saying is, I ain't never in my life seen people act this crazy over getting a professor. The damn professors, dude. They coming in and they showing some love and y'all mad. That's crazy to me, bro.
I'm just simply asking you now.
Can I read it?
You and your whole crew, show me where Kemet just means female cows.
I don't think they never said just mean that. I don't think it never was a just mean that. I think you.
Well, you played the video and then you laughed and beguiled.
I didn't laugh at what? You talking about in the video?
Yeah.
Oh man.
You laughed and beguiled. So
I laughed and beguiled.
Yeah, you was laughing and beguiling with him. Especially
so now hold on. So you want me to be on an interview like this?
Nah, you
come on, y'all can't have fun. I laugh with you, Reg.
You sitting around talking with him, laughing with him, talking
man,
about,
y'all gotta stop hating. Y'all haters, man.
Talking about so everybody's African. So everybody's African, right? So why they gonna call themselves black, right? And y'all sitting there kikiing. That didn't happen.
So we kaka and kikiing.
Yeah, laughing, beguiling.
All right.
With your experts. I'm just asking the novices, show me where Kemet means.
Let you get me mad no more. You tripping.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get you mad, but don't get me mad.
I'm not gonna get you mad. I mean, you're like too old men at this point, yo.
That's why. So look, the point of it is,
so he wrong. Explain how he wrong where he went wrong at though. Remember, that's what you're supposed to do. And hold on, and shout out to the Cash App. Joe, appreciate that love, man. Go ahead. We're gonna go right. Let me see.
Right, by the grammatical construction, right, that form of Kemet, verified by the text that I'm showing you, right, means cattle, right? That's simply those ancient Africans had words to okay, I'll get to this. So then Jonathan Winnerman also said that he never saw any text where they're defining themselves black. So Smash Rockwell, he has one of the greatest example where it says the Great Black Nubian, right?
What?
But that's not kind of fair, Reggie. Because you know why? Because you see that right there, they're using the D3. They're using the D3 hieroglyphs. So that means that it's black. That's it. So when he said that, he meant without that D3 glyph, the hieroglyph. You know, like he knows it.
I don't understand what you're talking about, King J. Does this mean black?
Right here with the determinative as that D3, the D3, the hieroglyph, the hair thing right there, yeah.
Right. So it does. And to me, it means
with that determinative.
Right.
If it does not have that determinative, it does not.
Well, we're only talking about the instance where Dr. Jonathan Winnerman said that he'd never seen anybody call themselves based on the color. So I believe that can mean sacred black. I don't just necessarily means it means skin color, right? Yeah. So so this is my problem. And so over here it says like a nahis, black. You see that right there? Like a nahesi, great black. How translated, right? Being like a great black Nubian.
That's why you have to look at the glyphs. So it says it has the hieroglyph. Each time it says black, it has those hieroglyphs over it, letting you know that means that to call that as black. Without that over there, you can't just say every time you see the.
I didn't say that. I said read this in context, but what I did say is that Dr. Jonathan Winnerman.
I'm not arguing his argument. I'm just saying that you can't.
You're arguing another argument. I'm arguing with Dr. Jonathan. I'm giving you an example of where you actually see a person where they're calling the person great black. I'm not necessarily saying, right? That it has to do directly with skin color, but they did create the Kim cattle and the Kim god based on themselves. And I can show you another example.
Can you show it without
I'll show
that
you another
the
example.
D3? Oh.
I'll show you another example. I'm showing examples where it's more direct. So in this context, it says the reward, right, for this black man, right? You see it right here, right?
With the D3.
Right? So what this does, it hurts the argument
That says
that
Kemet.
they didn't call people black people or black, because definitely here it's saying black man.
It says Kimmy, right? We see Kimmy.
Yeah, we see that Kimmy. Yeah,
with the D3. Okay, but
Well,
you have to let them know that the D3 glyph is important, to let them know that's when you see it only with the D3 as letting you know to say
You're
this
arguing something different. I'm arguing with Dr. Jonathan Winnerman.
okay.
Said that he never saw it. I'm showing the audience that it does exist.
Okay.
You're arguing something else.
Okay.
Now, Brother Reggie believes that it means sacred black. That's what Brother Reggie believes. That's what my work is on, right? And my work has a lot to do with why they chose the most sacred of the bulls, right, to be the Apis bull, right? And why they chose their god to be black, because they chose their god at one particular time to be Kim. So those are the things that I'm arguing. So King J, you're not arguing. We're not arguing. I'm responding to the video. One, that Kemet doesn't mean cows per se. It does mean cattle. And there are lots of other examples of that, right? And that the Kemet with the T means that which is black. And then you look at the classifier, that which is black, the cattle, in that context.
All right. Freeze. You finished?
Yeah, I'm finished.
I'm good. We're gonna bring another expert on. We're just gonna keep bombarding you with the experts. This is what another expert has to say. All right. That's what we're gonna do. We share the screen. All right.
y'all don't know when y'all beat.
Yeah, we don't care, Reg.
Reggie making it up, but I'm showing you the text.
I know. Good, Reg. Good move, Reg. Here we go, Reg. Here we go. All right, Reg.
Means something related to a book in Arabic. In Egyptian, similarly, Kemet, another root of 3 sounds, right? 3 consonant sounds, refers to something that is black in color. Yeah? So it can be used for different words relating to blackness via the Kemet sound. It doesn't mean they're the same thing. It just means they all have something in common. So when it is used for Kemet, the black land, it carries the classifier, and you identified it correctly. It is indeed a classifier, or as Egyptologists sometimes call it, a determinative, which shows that it's a place, right? You were showing me. You showed me the glyph. It's a place with crossroads that you're seeing from the sky. That says it's a location that is referring to the black land, yeah, the inundation, the Nile Valley. This one, you see, the classifier has changed, and so now it is cattle with horns, and it's referring to cattle that is black in color. Okay, so it's not the same word. Like I'm saying, everything that's sort of Kemet related, like this guy who calls himself Kemi, the black, in his nickname, right, his epithet, that's also black. It's a slightly different word. It's got the same root, so it means something that's connected. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
Let's finish. All right, let's finish.
Okay, sure.
Yes, it makes sense.
Bring it on. Bring it on.
Here we go. Here we go.
I love language. You can't stop me. I love it.
All right, here we go.
I agree, but she said cattle. She didn't say cows.
You said keep going. We're going. Come on, y'all. We're enjoying the show. Come on.
I need to see a few more people, please. Look that up. We ain't. It's like we on recess. What you think this mean? If you don't think it mean what you mean, what it look like it mean, write what you think this means on in the chat. I'm gonna give it a second. Let's listen.
Reggie, stay winning.
Yeah, Reg. Right. Yeah.
All right,
See, you the one in the
I said
contest.
Black herd, black cattle. Yeah.
I'm just learning, yo. I'm
Now,
just
the person who said black herd was taking into account that we got a plural strokes at the bottom.
Yeah, it's
In this instance, he's correct. That is not just one cattle. Cattle could be a plural word too. But this is simple. Now notice, the determinative is not modifying. Now, I want us to be clear. This is an adjective, but in this word, this is a noun.
yes.
Kemet. What do I mean? You have to look at it like this. The ancient Egyptian who spoke this out his mouth didn't say anything but Kemet. Although he was referring to cattle in that instance,
Time out.
he did not have to.
Let's get some clarity on that. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. I can sort of clarify that a little, or not. Just because the Egyptians, when they write down their sounds, they only write the consonant sounds, right?
Mm.
We only see Kemet, but you can't say Kmt. None of us would speak that way. All languages introduce vowel sounds in between, like ke, met, right? So that it sounds okay for our ears. What we don't know is exactly how the Egyptians pronounced this word as distinct from Kemet, the Black Land. They may have used different vowels, right?
Mm.
One of the ways that we can tell if there is, if it's pronounced differently, one of the ways is to look at texts from the Christian era of Egypt, the Coptic period, in which they wrote out the words in Greek script. Now, in Greek script, of course, you have consonants, you have vowels, you can write everything out exactly as it sounds. But it's from a much later period, right? It's about 1,500 years after, like the Pharaonic period that I'm talking about. So it's not going to be exactly the same sounds, just like American English has changed a huge amount in 100 years, 200 years, 400 years, right? It's changed a lot in sound. So we can't say it's going to be exactly the same, but if we find different words with Kemet in them in Coptic, we can see that they were actually distinguishing words based on the vowel. So what I want to say is what he's saying, that it's the same word, it can't be verified because all we can see is the consonants.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right?
Right.
So look, Matt, I'm not saying he's wrong because it's not verifiable. That's really the main thing.
So that's the point y'all gotta get. Right? This is a professor. She's actually teaching. Okay? Big up to Miss Dyson, Dr. Dyson. So I'm telling you, she's actually teaching. Out of everything you heard her say, you have to hear her say it can't actually be verified.
She said what he said is pseudo.
Nah, man, come on, man. That's not what she said.
Verifiable? Unverifiable? Oh, okay.
Okay.
She just said, she ain't calling it pseudo.
Hey, listen.
calling
I'm gonna do a show on this. I respect this. I respect this.
We ain't finished it though.
I respect Dr. Winnerman, right?
You don't have to, Reg. You don't have to.
And I respect you.
Yeah. You got it. You don't gotta respect me. You just can't disrespect me. Difference.
What? With that clicking, what that mean? That's something
Like,
special.
That's the ancient language, the clicks.
The clicks. Okay. So I don't have to be
Look.
don't have to disrespect. You can disrespect me, but I can't disrespect.
Hey, Reggie.
All right. Hey, look. Okay.
Hey, Reggie, you already know I'm shooting these, yo. This is what I'm shooting with books, yo. You know it. You know that, yo. I ain't doing no shooting but with books, yo. I ain't doing no more than that, dog. Trust me, yo.
Okay. I read
my whole conversation is based around books.
Right.
Nothing else, bro. If anybody thinking that, y'all tripping, yo.
So you gotta go to you gotta go. Now you're gonna have to go back to the experts and show us that Kemet means cows. You're gonna have to do that for us. All right.
What? That ain't how she said. She said, which word is what she? Come on, man. You ain't even listening.
Play it back again. Dang, I got good
She
listening.
said you wouldn't know which. She said
No,
it's
I
not
was
this
talking
one
about
word.
Dr. Jonathan Winnerman.
Oh, okay. He's man.
So-
He's heavy. He's doing the same thing she doing, bro.
A little different.
Now,
And I
right,
respect-
but guess what?
I
But
respect
guess
both
what they
of them.
all agree on?
What?
I wanted to get to that part.
What they all agree on?
She's going to talk about how the next thing is going to pop up is the seated people thing again, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, and she's going to talk about how you could translate that as black people, right?
Mhm.
And then everybody was cheering, yeah, but no one wanted to hear her explanation and what she was saying.
Yeah,
All y'all care about is hearing somebody say it means black people, which is absurd to me. That's not going to catch me. I want to hear the whole explanation, right? I want to hear. I want to see. Is it coherent? Does it make sense? And she explains the whole thing, but only thing everybody continued to hear was experts, just like with the black thing, with the social construct, right? With the one drop rule, right? Oh, she said it. I'm gonna play the current next. So everybody gotta slow down, man. And so if a professor is teaching, let the damn professor teach, man. Might learn something out of this daggone thing here, man. Right? You see, it's a difference there, right? The professors aren't caught in absolutes at all. They're simply
yes, they
giving you the
are.
very thing. Not right.
Yes, they are. The black land is an absolute to them.
Reg, that's not. No, I've never
That's
heard
an
none of them say that.
absolute.
Reggie, are you serious right now, Reg?
Yeah, because it can't mean
Oh,
anything
wow.
else but the
Yeah,
black.
it ain't gonna mean, but it ain't gonna mean something that wasn't even in existence, though.
Yeah,
That's
but
the part that
you
don't make
can't
no
find
sense.
it in the attestations of
Yeah,
anybody
that's
glorifying
dangerous.
no
Yo. Y'all
daggone
actually take
black
advantage of
land.
people. Y'all take advantage of people, yo. Seriously.
You can't find it, Ankh.
No, y'all take advantage of people with that.
Stop
Yo. That ain't
Kemet.
right, though. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
not.
but you can't find it.
You
So
don't
you're
gotta
talking
fight
about
it.
scientific
Reggie,
evidence.
you
There
made
ain't
that
no
up, Reg.
evidence of that,
Reg, you
Ankh.
made that up, Reg. Okay, we're gonna keep playing that and let her say what she's gonna say about ain't no evidence. How about that? Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let us move on. Go.
Let's say Kemet, unless of course the census mandate that you separate because you're talking about something other black. But one thing we know is that black things can just take on the term Kemet.
Slide you. Watch how he slides you over. He's gonna
So this cattle.
Yeah, anytime you want me to stop, I can stop. Okay.
Because we have this word kemem, like
Okay.
kemem also used as the color black. We also have the color,
Okay.
right?
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
In the dictionary, this divine herd of black cattle is called Kemet. Now, we got a word and the category of the word.
How do we get the
So,
vine out of that, though?
If you switch,
Oh, you want us to stop, Soldier?
We got the good one coming too.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you get the divine? How do you get the divine interpretation out of that glyph?
That's an excellent question, and I was wondering that myself, to be honest. So I don't know whether he's specifically talking about like whether he's kept taking it from a particular context. Well, there are. I mean, it could be. I mean, there. From what I can see, I don't know many cases in which they're talked about as being black cattle, because there are a lot of words for cattle in Egyptian, right? Heaps of them.
Like Kakem would be black cattle. Right?
There's Kem, yeah, right. You could say Kakem, exactly. Very well done, exactly. And there's another word. There's Ka, there's Ihu, or Ich, in the singular. So yeah, Nega. There are a couple of different words, that go in that direction of describing a cattle. In this particular one, where you have this black ones, this would be a sort of direct, translation of Kemet, or Kemut, actually, with plural, might just be coming up in a religious context, because there are certain cattle that are regarded as incarnations of gods. Okay. For instance, the Apis bull or the Nevis bull, are seen as representations of gods in the world. So in that case, if you look in the corpus, I'm just having a quick look, and I can see that these are indeed seen as being children of a god. But your friend who made the video might know that, like, he might know the text that he's taking this from. This is always the problem with these instructions, is if you're just seeing it as one word out of context, it's very hard to know where exactly is the meaning coming from. So I would say, yes, I think we can find indications that.
Let me see.
The determinative is going to change.
This is absolutely a place classified with a people in the language.
That's interesting. Could you go with a little more? Okay, we talked about it earlier, how they didn't call like the Nubians. They didn't refer to it. Could you go back over that a little bit?
That's right. So we have people of various shades of skin color living in Egypt in antiquity and today, and that's because Egypt is an African country, and it stretches from the Middle East into the Sudan, right? It all has, and it does now. In fact, and that's an interesting thing about the word Egypt. Sometimes people say, oh, you shouldn't be referring to it in the ancient sense as Egypt because it wasn't called Egypt then. It's like, that's fair, but the land mass itself hasn't changed spectacularly since antiquity. Okay, so this was a space which stretches literally from the Middle East to Africa, right into Africa, and therefore also has a population that reflects that plurality of cultures. It always has, and it does now. So there are a lot of incredible Egyptians that I meet when I'm on digs in Egypt, in southern Egypt, and they proudly refer to themselves as Nubian. They are people with black-colored skin who are very proud to identify as Nubians. Nubians are an ethnic group, always been living in Egypt and between Egypt and the Sudan, of a darker colored skin. So you have an Egypt that has always looked this way. Why would Egyptians distinguish skin color when the plurality of skin color is normal to them? Why? They don't. Right? That's what so you were talking yourself about the idea that, we have shoehorned an idea of race onto antiquity, and I absolutely agree with you. We are enforcing ideas that are really problematic, and really couched in a very, judgment-filled 19th century, let's put everyone into categories kind of ideology. And it's really unfair to ascribe that kind of thinking to an ancient people without any evidence for it.
No, you see, I say that all the time, and my thinking is that it was actually it was that early racism in the Egyptology that kind of followed suit with that, and they actually enslaved Africans. Hitler actually murdered the Jews, all based off of these racial pseudoscientific categories, and I always say that it is out of order to place that back on indigenous people that had not came up against that type of ideology yet. And man, that's a good explanation. Can I
ask you too? Like, so another problem is like when they see, okay, like there was a wife of a pharaoh named
That's interesting right there.
Permission to leave, Ankh. I think I've done my.
Do you agree with that statement, what she said, though? Or is she just out of her mind?
No, I don't think that she's out of her. I don't think that she's out of her mind.
Makes sense. Was it coherent?
You're right, because when I'm looking at the Medu Necher, you're using it as just for skin color, and you're just running it down. And I'm saying that they have a hierarchy in their society, and they revere the color black, and they associate themselves with their gods with that color black. But we're going to continue having these type of conversations, and hopefully I'm following Miss Tiffany's rules that it doesn't get too out of order. But
why would you do that?
No, it's not me. It's not me. It's how I respond to the disrespect from your chat, right?
What that got to do with your respect for the scholar, though, yo?
Oh no, with her, okay. I can agree or disagree. I think that if I showed that scholar different cases, for example, when I said the Great Black Nubian, right? I think
It wasn't talking about black people though, yo, when it said
right,
that.
right.
Right, Reggie? Correct?
No, I was responding to what the woman, what the scholar said.
No.
Right?
Did you hear what I just said?
Yeah, she was talking this whole thing, this whole conversation about
Mhm.
how people didn't
Is
how
that wrong?
she didn't understand how people could identify.
Is that wrong?
Huh?
Is that wrong, Reggie?
Come I
on,
think
yo.
there's nuances. I mean, I think there's nuances with the conversation. I think that at some point the people started noticing their neighbors and they venerated themselves or a particular group of themselves and called themselves Kemet. That's what I understand.
No. It's like you playing around. No.
I'm not.
We saying they saying that there are black people like we would have used it, bro. That's what we saying, y'all. That ain't hard.
I never said that there was black people like we. They have their own black reality.
Yeah, and it got nothing to do with what we was thinking about in the 60s, Reggie.
Right, but I don't.
Why not tell people that? You agree with that or you disagree?
Yeah, they have their own black reality.
Okay.
They have their own black reality than the reality that we have today. I differ with people, Kemet people, and I differ with the other side too. I try to interpret the text based on, first I use the Egyptological translations as a basis, and then I decide if I want to put a nuance on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I see. So when a woman didn't understand sacred black or divine black, I just tell her, I'll give you a bunch of cases where other Egyptologists did that, and I'm following why they did it, right? And she could disagree with them. Don't disagree.
So you back on not having evidence for the thing. Let's hear what she said about not having the evidence.
Egyptians didn't habitually associate darkness with badness.
Hold on, I want to find this for you, Reg.
So we can't even say that Pepe was kind of a bad character. That would be completely missing the point of what the language is actually. Our own little set of, we're working on emotion category, and then start understanding there.
Be a different term entirely. Okay, extracting.
It's very interesting, and he's not my rejoinder different to refer to. That's where you get this whole
here.
Right spelling. It would really be implying a lot about.
I just felt like, well, let's just actually be forthright and coming, because actually the only dog I have in the fight is to gain understanding from ancient cultures. Simple as that. And I feel like the more we understand about ancient cultures, the more we understand how these people lived and what their vibe was, what are their cultural nuances, the better off we can be. I always feel like just placing our thing on them doesn't actually help us grow. So, but that's why I wanted to, just put that up there. And Garfield, you probably should have sent it to her earlier so she could really don't want to be the one charged with promoting false information.
And I want you to feel empowered to give me what you have so that we can adjudicate whether that makes sense. Because if what you have, but these plural, that new theory that you've just made, new evidence creates a new theory. And
special guest that we're gonna, my query.
I love you to see you.
Yeah, we went all the way home.
You don't have to do it yourself.
So y'all got private conversations. So y'all know that.
In art history, the area study like and obviously not Egypt.
I want to find
that. Can I leave?
Yeah, you can leave, Reg. Yeah, I'm gonna play it though. You're gonna see she's gonna talk about. I asked her directly. Was there any evidence? Right.
There's research being done to get further and further and further.
So you can lead, though, Reg. You good?
Okay.
So you.
All right. Thanks. I'm still gonna pop out on y'all like the boogeyman. I'm gonna do that.
You're not a boogeyman, Reg. You're just a madman. It's different between a boogeyman and a madman.
Do you know? You probably know something, but they were then trying to kind of shoehorn that in.
The boogeyman.
Thanks for the content, because I'm gonna use that content.
You can actually find. I took my son.
And
look, Reg. Look. That was deep. Yep. They appreciate you for that.
Right. So,
life of people. For the paradigm of Nubia didn't have its own aristocracy, as you say, and so I think
Y'all watch this
Go
whole
ahead,
full
go
video.
ahead.
I think like would refer to Tameri to sometimes refer very specifically to what you're referring to.
Familiar with the work of Diablo, at least read some of the arguments, right? He made this statement that Kim actually means the black people. And so has that particular situation been worked out, or is that still a debate? Is that a debate that Kemet could just mean the black people, or as we talked about the black land or people of the black land? What is that a debate to you? Have you heard of it? What is that?
So it wasn't really I wasn't really awake to it in the way I have now been since you showed me the video. I wasn't aware there's kind of a set of African American Egyptologists that are unpacking this, and I'm actually really fascinated by the discussion. As we kind of discussed elsewhere, I do feel like the textual evidence leads us more towards seeing the word as meaning those living within the black land. So I just think when you look at the text in context, it's more likely to mean that. And I do think that it has to do with the fact that Egypt, in general, Egyptian texts do not describe skin color of people. So I just feel like there isn't really a lot of evidence for that, and therefore I feel like the theory, I'm not 100% convinced by it as yet. That's not to say that I never will be. It just means that I don't see evidence for it at present.
Yeah, I get that. Okay. So I guess I don't know, Sosa. So I think, I guess it's just certain ideas, that want to be promoted by the community, and maybe that's the fact that we're novice, and there's some things that we're not privy to. Maybe we're not privy to everything, or maybe
Exactly. So where I guess I feel like there might be a disconnect is, are you guys having access to all the texts? And, it's not necessarily the non-legit. I teach my students, for instance, how to use translation software, like Google Translate or...
Because what people will normally use against you is that they say, wait a minute, there's no direct evidence that the word Kemet means the black land. So, all right, so we right here. That's the part right there. You hear this repeated over and over and over again. There's no direct evidence. So we had a couple scholars actually speak to that direct evidence. Let's hear what she has to say about that direct evidence. We go. So what would be your response to having no direct evidence? Are there any other ways to figure this out? What would you say as a person that reads the language and the glyphs?
I would say define direct evidence. So
in Egyptian reading, I don't know.
No, what I mean by that is, so how much would it take for people to be convinced, I guess, is what would be the threshold? Because Egyptian texts do talk about the black land in relation to the red land. So as far as I'm concerned, I do see for myself what I would call direct evidence, in which the black land is in opposition to the red land. I see there being dualism, a dichotomy of the two concepts, showing that the landscape is seen by the Egyptians just like now as being between the fertile and the arid, between the habited and the inhabited. And I think there is enough in the text to show us that they are aware of this. And so for me, that constitutes direct evidence for me. That doesn't necessarily constitute direct evidence for other scholars. So I guess I'm really representing myself here, of course.
Okay. All right. Like that. So
let me ask you, is there are y'all pretty confident with the color and the symbolic meaning in terms of what red meant, what yellow meant, what
Oh, you just fell into my
you missed it earlier. So that's what she's working on. Let's go. This is what we need.
All right.
This is what we need.
The answer is I'm working on this and I'm loving it. And I do have to go in 10 minutes, so don't let me carry on. But what I want to do is I'm going to present on I'm going to flying to Canada and the States in a couple of weeks. I'm going to be presenting at a conference, and what I'm going to be talking about is I don't think red means red the way you think red means red. And I think the Egyptian concept of red, and there is some earlier scholarship that does this, but the Egyptian concept of red is actually a broader idea of a really highly saturated color, like one with a lot of pigment in it and not a lot of gray. So a lot of yellows and reds and bright. Sun, for instance, is red. What does that mean? You don't, unless the sun's setting, the sun doesn't look red, right?
Right.
So, why do they call, the sun is red and a flamingo is red? And in fact, the word red comes from the word flamingo. Flamingos aren't red, they're pink, right? Okay. So Egyptians' idea of red is slightly different. This comes back to my obsession with categories, right? It's about define red.
That's interesting right there. So now we come to find out that the colors mean different things. Could have sworn we spoke of that earlier. So man, I don't see how these experts, I don't see how Dr. Winnerman was wrong, right? It's making sense. Anyway, they're very coherent though. They don't use smoke and mirrors. That's my point. So we can actually say, okay, I clearly see what she's saying. Okay. So when people holler about direct evidence, you say, well, how much amount of evidence would it take? Obviously, in this particular community, you would have to have an Egyptian literally resurrect from the dead. anything less than that, right? They're not gonna do that.
Osiris himself had to come back on.
Yeah, Osiris got to come back and say, look, God damn it, generation power was the black soil. Yo, that's what they were saying. Yeah, we had to do that, yo. Yeah, so I'm gonna finish this piece right here. You want to add something real quick, King J?
Are you finished? No, I'm actually following it. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually following. But I did want, if you could just do me this one solid when you get done showing what you're showing, brother. I just want you to, if you could just pull up one thing for me, type in one word, brother.
What's up? Well, how you doing, brother?
Yep. Just type in, if you could type in Kim, Khem, because it's not Kemet. If you're trying to search up and look up Kemet, you would never find.
Yeah.
Khem, Kim. Kim is the name of the city. So that's what you'll find when you look it up. You'll be able to pull it up. You'll find is Letopolis. And so you'll find is that Letopolis, this city particularly, is located right at the second Nile. So basically, when the Nile inundation comes, they lived on top of this inundated land. While while the floods were, and then the waters would, slowly, go down, gradually reside. But it was called Letopolis.
They live on top of the flood. What's going on, Wujai? What it do, brother? All right.
Oh, peace. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you loud. How you doing, bro?
All right, peace. Yeah, I'm catching the conversation late, so I see you had an after party on the same interview with Dr. Winnerman, right?
Yep, and then we threw in the other doctor.
You did both?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I was enjoying her discourse on it. She was talking about direct evidence. You know how y'all be saying ain't no direct evidence. She explained. Matter of fact, Maggie, she also explained about what direct evidence was and how did they reach that conclusion. I don't think you've seen that neither. And so she told me even if she was to find a dictionary with the word in it, an ancient Egyptian dictionary, you still would have to figure out what the word meant and how it was applied in a sentence structure. So it's just a great conversation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw that little clip right there, and she rightfully said that you first have to determine what you mean by direct evidence, and to her, direct evidence is the contradistinctions between Kemet and Desheret. But for a person like me, what I would ask her is the etymology. Has work been done on the actual etymology of the word using the historical comparative method? And she would definitely, I'm sure she would say no, because I've asked scholars that before, and they all say no. So it depends on what you're asking, like what you're looking for, because we always say, like I always say, we got like 8-year-old videos where we talk about the color black being figuratively associated with Kim, with the part of the land that's fertile, that has access to water, versus the uninhabitable area, which is the desert, which is associated with the color red. But now what I did like what she said was red, and I'll definitely be interested in her presentation on that. But when she said that red is not exactly what people think it is, it's a whole range, and she used the word categories, because I got videos where we talk about that all the time. I say the colors are used in ancient times for ontological categories. They categorize things based on colors association, just like they did the cardinal points. They use colors, east, north, south, east, west. The Egyptians use colors for those. You know,
where are flamingos located? What part of the desert are they? Is it the desert, or is it the like Fayum area?
Yeah, well, the flamingos are going to be located near water, so they're definitely not going to be out there in the desert. So it's not, the association is not for the bird. The association, remember, the way ancient people named colors, they named them after the object that represents that range of category. So she rightfully said flamingos are not red in our strict definition of red. They're really pink to us. But we translate the word desher, because the word desher means flamingo. It's actually a word for the bird itself. But the bird is a color that they extended it to represent the color, just like your hair is black. So the word, the D3 glyph, is the actual word, and also Kim, which is black, because hair was usually black until you get older, and they used to they describe it different. So that's what it is. But no, that's interesting. Well, no, I only caught the tail end of what was being said. I couldn't hop on, but I was listening, and I just got to the computer to actually hop on. But I was hearing about the cow and the versus the bull thing.
Yeah,
right?
dive in real quick. What about that? So so Reggie disagrees. He said Winnerman is wrong on that. And then he goes into hold on. Let's see. Maybe we could do it this way. Shoot. Maybe we could show you what he was
I was telling you that's the time frame when I started listening, but I couldn't pop in because I was listening from the phone.
Okay, all right. I want to see right here. Okay. Let me see.
That's fine. I can do it on my show. I just want to.
All right, here we go. Can you see the screen?
Oh, 1 second. Okay, now
I'll make it bigger. Hold on, see if I can make it bigger for you.
Oh yeah, that. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So here we go.
I couldn't see. Like I said, I was listening on the phone.
Okay, so now you can see. Let's hear the critique. All right, let's see.
We're not going to. Okay, so
go ahead. And let me say something. Just with my eyes not knowing none of this.
It just says I protected farm, right? Bird from, right? Okay, that's fine. That's exactly right.
Right.
So we read.
Well, go ahead.
So if we read the text, right, it would over here say protected the right black cattle, right?
And Wujai, you can stop me anytime. Anytime, say stop. You want to go over something, all right?
Okay.
All right.
Like Apis. That's what it would say, right? From just looking at the text. If I looked at the English, it says I protected the black herd, right? Of Apis, the black herd. This is Apis, right? From the stock bulls, right? Now,
can you pause it right there?
Yeah. Go ahead.
So from what I heard, I think I heard right before that, because you were talking about cows and how Kemet is not cows.
Yeah. So Reggie was trying to say that Winnerman was wrong because he said it wouldn't be female cows, something like that. He was disagreeing with the way Winnerman had went over that.
Okay, can you put my screen on the big screen?
Yep. All right, let me get out of here. Hold on. All right. All right. Oh shoot. All right, you up. Go ahead.
Okay, can you make it big? Like the single one, how you make it single?
Oh, all right.
I mean, people could see it, I guess.
No, I got you. Hold on. I just got to do you like this.
Is there a way you could showcase?
Yep. Solo layout. There you go. All right. Go ahead.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay, just real quick. See, what I understood Winnerman to say is that because cattle, you know, cattle, we gotta be careful because you know, cattle simply means property, really. Like if we want to be technical, but it's really we should really translate it as bovine, right? So you have male and female bovine animals. Now we say cattle today, yeah, but that just means property because everybody and their mother owned these bovines, so it became synonymous with cattle, with these bovines. But you have male and female bovines, and if you look up, like on my screen, I'm showing the word mer or mer, right? In the masculine, now notice that the final glyph you see, here you can see my cursor, right? This final glyph, this final glyph right here is Gardner code E1, if anybody wants to look it up. And it is the same glyph over here. So these are the exact same glyphs, but in this sense on the left, it's talking about a male bovine animal, and on the right, it's talking about a female bovine animal. Now we happen to call a male bovine animal a bull, and we happen to call a female bovine animal a cow. And that's the difference. Now, the distinction that's made by the Egyptians was they made this one grammatically feminine to represent the female bovine animal, and they left this one. It's not marked. It doesn't have a mark for gender, which defaults to masculine. So it's grammatically masculine, and this is for a bull. And so here's a dictionary. The WB stands for Waterbuck. So this is the most exhaustive dictionary we have to date. And so these are the references. So anybody want to look it up, it's in volume 2, page 106, entry number 8 for the bull, and the same page, entry number 10 for the cow. So just so people know.
So Winnerman was right then.
And so the same thing happens with Kim and then Kemet. So I'm showing it with mer, and we could do this also with the word. I believe I heard the lady, the female scholar, she even said the different words for cattle. You have the word yeh that she said, and yet, and those are also for make the distinction for female. You got the divine Hathor is a divine cow. The sky is referred to, and these are in feminine, grammatically feminine forms.
So the word. So let's get this understanding. So the word for bull is ka.
That's a word for bull. It's not the only word for bull.
But it's the most common.
The word there is a word ka that means bull. Yes. Yep.
Okay.
But the word that I have on my screen is also a word for bull. Mer.
So, but what we have here, so basically, is we have the word mer in the masculine, and then we have it with the ta that's making it feminine, and we have that as the merti in the
Moret. So mer and meret. So Moret is cow, and mer would be bull.
One is masculine, and one is feminine.
Yep.
Okay. But your point with that bovine, right? So the distinction is domesticated, right? So it's the domestication because the bovine is smaller when it's domesticated, and in the wild is what would be called the primogenius, right? Okay. So that's the distinction: is the primogenius and is the wild, and the domesticated would be the what? What's it called? The aurochs
or something like that.
Aurochs is okay.
But that's where we get the word cattle from, because cattle actually means property, and you're only going to own a domesticated one.
But that's a different glyph too. That's the E1 glyph would be cattle, right?
Well, no, both of these are E1 in this word right here, in the two words I'm showing. That's E1. So it's just showing a bovine animal, whether it's wild or not. It's the context will tell you. But so E1, and then they have an attacking bull, which is E2, which looks a little different. The head is down and the horns are curved more because it's in an attacking posture.
So this wouldn't be a cow. These would be what men we pronounce it as men. So mer is the
No. This will be just Mer and just Meret.
Oh, okay, I'm right. Okay.
Yeah, those last glyphs are just to count. So no, but I'm only bringing this up. I'm only bringing this up because this is what Dr. Winnerman was alluding to. Even though he didn't use these two words, I'm just showing two different words to show the same principle between grammatically masculine and grammatically feminine, and how because of that we interpret it as a bull versus a cow. Okay, but they're both bovines, so you know. That's it. That was it. That's all I was gonna say on that.
So King J, you was in disagreement with what Winnerman said?
You know, I'm actually just reading this glyph because I like this mer glyph. So this alludes to hoeing, right? To plowing. It would allude to the plowing of the land. That mer glyph as what would y'all?
You mean the hoe? Yeah, the hoe is used for plowing. If that's
the
what you
glyph
mean.
itself. Yeah.
Well, the glyph by itself is a glyph. Yeah, it's an agricultural instrument. Yeah, it's used for hoeing the land itself. But we have to be careful of not associating, because remember these glyphs are used outside of their pictorial representation when they're used
Phonetically sometimes. Yeah.
And everything. So it, that's what confuses people, and that's what confused the early Egyptologists too, when they tried to decipher everything. But anyway, but mer is an actual word for bull, Meret is an actual word for cow, and then there's other words you have as well. So and Kim is just for bull, and then it may people associated with black bull. But
Now, are you
do the actual work?
Now, are you familiar with Kim as Latopolis? I keep going back to that. As
you could take this off the big screen.
All
Sorry,
right.
say it again.
Are you familiar with Kim as the second gnome and known as Latopolis? I keep going back to that, but
Kim.
There, Kim, just K.
Oh, you mean Chem? Yeah. That's the second gnome in Lower Egypt. Yeah, Lower Kemet.
Big up to Garfield. Big up. Hold on. Big up to Asar. My highlights come. You say, I swear they never interviewed correctly. It's Asar being Asar. Go ahead, gentlemen.
Now, Kim.
Oh yeah. I'm familiar with that. Yeah, that's the second.
Now,
gnome.
the god of that gnome is Kinti Kim, right?
It's
that's Osiris.
No, it's the Heru of the eyes, the Kinti Eret.
Kinti, well, when he has two eyes, is known as Kinti Kim or T Eret, right? But when he's normal, it's just Kinti Kim, right?
Yeah, but that they're referring to Horus, Heru.
Asar.
Heru.
Not Osiris. So Kinti Kim means opening of the eyes, right?
Yeah.
In the front. So it refers to like the moon and the darkness. I don't know why I'm associating this with Osiris as the deity, as later would have became Osiris. So is it possible that at one point it could have been known as Heru in the Old Kingdom, and then middle they're associating Osiris with the Kinti Kim?
Well, I mean, I don't know this, but you may be mixing it up with Kim, the 10th gnome, which is the
Phoebus. No.
Yeah.
So there's a night ritual it's called the burial of Osiris. So this is the ritual that they perform, the Kinti Kim. So Kenti Kim means opening of the eyes. It refers to the darkness and like the, you know what I'm saying, the moon and darkness. And then there's a ritual that they perform, right? And they enact the burial of Osiris. That's the ritual that they do for the Kenti Kim.
Mm-hmm. But I'm saying in the nome you mentioned is
In that nome.
The deity, though, the main deity would be Heru, Horus.
I would disagree with that. So,
well, let's well, I don't know if I could share, but
yeah, go ahead.
Do this. Pull up I guess the fastest. Just pull up Wiki, right? Pedia.
Mm-hmm.
And pull up the Greeks call it Letopolis.
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 Yeah.
Letopolis.
Yeah.
That's the Egyptian rendition, but it's actually called Chem.
Yeah.
And that's not to say just not for you, but for everybody else. That's not the same. I'm not saying Kim as in the color black. It's Chem is transliterated as XM.
Right here.
It's totally different word. Yeah. So read that. Well, I'll read it. It says Letopolis was an ancient Egyptian city, the capital of the second nome of Lower Egypt. Its Egyptian name was Chem, and the modern site of its remains is known as Awesome. And then it said the city was the center of worship of the deity Kenti Irti or Kenti Kim, a form of who? The god Horus. It doesn't say Osiris. See, there you go. So you if you disagree, then I don't know where you get your disagreement from.
That says Old Kingdom. I'm just wondering if it would say more if we. But click on it on the Kenti Irti on the Kenti Irti, the Kenti Irti.
Right here.
Yeah, click on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, it says Horus. If you scroll down, it's going to tell you the other variations of Horus. Keep going down. And as a sky god, it's right there, right there. It's gonna be around there. Solar deity. Nope. Keep going. It's gonna be on. It's on there somewhere where he's you have, because people think that Horus is just a single.
That's Set, right? That's Horus.
Just search. No, just
Horus and Set binding together.
That's what I'm saying as far as like the association with the eye. I'm assuming that when Osiris in the there's
Kimware, meaning the great black, right here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's the Kimware you're talking about.
Yeah, that's all the information.
Horus represented as a child unified. Horus.
Go down to where it says Heru where, which is Horus the elder, the oldest.
You mean what I just showed?
No, further down. Right there. Go down. Right there. Right there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. The elder.
Yeah, you see where it says Heru Kenti, and then Erti right there at the bottom. It says other variants include Hor Merti, which is Horus of the two eyes, and Hor Kenti Irti.
So stop right there where it says the the great one or the great black. So this is where I'm associating. So what is Osiris is also known as the great black, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Kimware. Yeah. So this is where I'm saying that in the Old Kingdom there was Heru, brother, but as the Middle Kingdom they got Osiris, and Osiris became to take these attributes of the association with the eye and these things that Heru did, right?
Nah, Heru was always associated with the eye, and Satuk was associated with the testicles, and Osiris wasn't.
But you see the falcon, as far as the falcon, and you see here it means sometimes given the Kimware, meaning the great black. That's also a title of Osiris, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm still gonna hold on to what I'm saying as far as like Old Kingdom, Heru. But I'm saying that as Middle Kingdom, it became Osiris. So right?
No, but I'm saying what? But why? What's making you say that though?
Because okay, so can we look up? So it's called the burial. So the rituals. So there's the rituals of Kinti Kim, right? There, so that when they are performing these rituals, they are performing the actual burial of Osiris, right? So that's when we actually see what some of those burial things would be like. We see the Apis bull running, after the inundation, the Apis bull comes around and plants the seed, right? That's one of them. We see the Pharaoh goes out with the myrrh, and he goes out and like we see Narmer doing that on the pallet, all that stuff, right? But they actually perform the burial of Osiris as the ritual of the Kinti Kim.
When you say Kinti Kim, what?
Maybe I should be. So when I'm saying Kinti Kim, I'm saying opening of the eyes, right? So these attributes later became associated with Osiris. There was Kinti Kim, then it became Heru, and then it became Osiris.
Yeah, I would have to see like I don't know if you point to it or show the glyphs for when you're saying Kinti Kim. I just need to see that word, those words right there that you're talking about. But I'm just saying that in that particular nome, the main
Kinti would refer to in front, right?
Yeah, foremost in front. Mm-hmm.
In front. So that would be like the sun and the moon, the two eyes.
Well, like I said, I'm saying if you could point, like if there's a page or something to direct.
Oh yeah, I'm just freestyling off my head, information that I'm just off the top.
No, I'm saying that's what I would need to make any other further comment about it, because I don't know what, when you're saying Kinti Kim, I need to be able to see that.
Can we? Yeah, we probably just have to look up like the actual the ritual itself. The ritual of the burial of Osiris.
Yeah, but I just want to clarify that in that nome, in that Sapat, Heru was the main deity there.
So in the beginning, it would have been, of course, it would have been a Hor Kinti, like Urti, Hor Kinti Urti. So whatever deity it would have been, would have been replaced in front of the Kinti Urt, right? So Hor Kinti Urt, you know what I'm saying? Osiris, you know what I'm saying? You replace the deity in front of the Kinti, right?
No, I'm just saying in that location, like the temple and the worship, the cult center was centered around Horus, Heru.
At one point, right?
Yeah, well, for a long time. Like you can, it's not just not just the beginning.
So we had Kakim. That was like the 10th nome. We had Kahaset.
Wait, the 10th nome? Say that the 10th nome? The 10th nome should be Kim where? Kemet where at?
Yeah, that's Kim. That's Kakim, the black bull, right? Kakim means black bull, right?
Yeah, that was associated with Wasir. That one.
Same nome, right? So listen, okay. So you know that the nome has a capital, right? So if I'm saying Kim, that's that second nome, the capital of it is the black bull, is Athribis.
No, that's not
it's a different location.
No, that's the 10th nome. Athribis is the 10th nome. The second nome is Chem, is Letopolis. That's a different place.
But it has a capital, right? So so the nome is a district, right?
Yeah.
And the district has a capital, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm saying that the nome Kim has a capital, which is Athribis, which is
that's incorrect.
Which is which is Kakim.
That's incorrect. The Athribis is the capital of the capital of the 10th nome, not the second nome.
What is the word Athribis go back to?
You said what? Say it again. The word
Athribis is a Greek. What is the Egyptian?
Yeah, it's Hut Heri Ib.
And that would be what in English?
Which means the palace, which is upon the heart, and then in the Egyptian mythology, Osiris's heart was buried in that location, so they built the temple.
Osiris, right?
Yeah, Wasir. Yep,
And,
Osiris' heart was buried in that location, and so Hut Hirdi Ib is the palace or the the temple that's upon the heart.
and all these gnomes are on the water, though. The Nile Delta gnomes are on the water, right? Those 20 gnomes are literally on the water, right?
You say literally on water? Nah, they didn't build things on water. Nah.
What do you mean?
When you say literally on water, are you speaking like actually on the water?
I mean, like, so when the Indonesian comes down, right? You do know that the gnomes were able to still exist with the water, right?
Yeah. The
So
water,
that's what I'm,
the water came up to a certain point. But yeah, I thought you meant, you said literally. I thought you meant they built it on the water, like it's floating on
no,
on the
I mean,
water.
but it's on top. Is it there's water all around it, but
No, they
yeah.
didn't form islands like that. No.
So
No, they didn't form islands.
when the Indonesian went away, then they could come back. So nobody lived there, of course, on those gnomes, but those were the gnomes, right?
Nah, the gnomes are the districts, like you rightfully said, and then inside the districts they had different places where people were. They worked, they lived, they did different things.
But what I'm saying is those gnomes are actually like
What? Let me. Y'all trying to do what right now?
we're just talking. I thought
Yeah, I was
we're
trying
talking
to figure
about
what y'all trying to establish. I want to make it.
the location of the gnomes, like
That's in dispute. That's not in dispute, is it? The location of the gnomes, right?
well, I'm saying that all those now Delta gnomes are like on the Pelusian branch, on the Tanenic branch, on the Canopic branch, those gnomes are actually sitting on those
On the what? I didn't
branches.
understand nothing you just said. The
There we
what?
go. I was naming the branches of the actual Nile, right?
Of the Nile, you're saying
Yeah.
each one there on the, you mean on the ancient
Like
branches?
the green area, yeah, right there. You're showing right there, right? Yeah. What you're showing. You see those numbers?
Mm-hmm.
Those are the actual gnomes of where the people are staying at.
Okay.
So when it floods,
Uh-huh.
the Nile, so it's called Holocene mud, right? It's gotten so thick that now they're living on top of it, so they ain't got to go nowhere type shit. You know what I'm saying? So these are the gnomes. That's lower Egypt, Temehu.
Okay.
That's the entire Temehu. When we be talking about it in the gnomes, where we talking about Kimware. So when we say the 10th gnome right there, Kimware, that's where we talk. Yeah, right there.
But see, notice that the 10th gnome and the second gnome are in two different locations. What I was saying, they're not on the river. They're near water. They're near the water, but they're not on the water. They don't form islands.
Well, what I'm saying is that, and what I'm saying is that those locations are actual levels, raised in levels of land. They're actual raised levels of sand, and where they're living at right there. That's what I'm saying. It's called Holocene Nile mud.
No, I get that, but I'm saying I don't have no problem with that. I'm just saying that they're not built on water, like they don't form islands.
No, they're not built on the water. I'm saying that they have raised so high that when the water comes, that the people there ain't got to go nowhere. They're still able to.
Yeah. So I thought that was kind of like a given.
No, it's not. People don't know that. People think that they leaving. Well, you know what I'm saying? Some do.
I don't know too many people that think that every year everybody vacates. I don't know too many people that think that.
Well,
like when the Nile comes, I mean when the nation comes about that everybody pack up and roll out.
Most people did.
Oh, I don't. I'm saying in all my.
Yeah, some areas flood out though where they living at, but that don't mean that everybody don't leave. But some areas do flood out where they living at.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I'm saying I'm talking about people. Like I haven't run into too many people that would say that, think that Egyptians, because what that's saying is that every year the whole Tamehu becomes deserted. Everybody just roll out and go somewhere else.
So the
Gotta
people.
remeasure the border, the boundaries out. They remeasure it.
No, but see, that's not. But that's the purpose of the irrigation and the control of all of that. The whole bureaucratic administration to regulate all that stuff. That was the job of the king and everybody that comes under that, to make sure that happens successfully.
Yeah, I'm trying to get. So y'all agree that the gnomes are the gnomes, right? That's not a debate, right? That's not.
Yeah.
I never said no. No, all I was clarifying was that Athribis, which is the Greek way of saying Hut Hedi Ib, is in the 10th known over here, and it's not the capital. It's not the capital of the second known, which is what we were talking about, Chem, which is they call Letopolis. There's two different places. That's all I was.
So why? But look, why would it be a problem? So if we know that this area right here is called Kim, where you point at, why would it be a problem to say that there is something called the people of Kim, the people of this particular land or this particular area right here? Why is that a problem?
It wouldn't be, because that's what Kemetiu in the pyramid text. Kemetiu. Now we got to understand that the two Kims are different. You're pronouncing them the same. I'm saying Chem, and I don't exaggerate. Chem versus Kim. KM versus K, the XM. If we transliterate it, it's that hard sound. So if you wanted to say people who dwelled in that area, you would say like Kemetiu. Now Kemetiu would be the inhabitants of this particular Kemet, which will be the 10th, inside the 10th known. So there's no problem with that. That actually exists in the Egyptian text,
right?
In the pyramid text. But now Chemtiu or Chemiu, which will be this one for the one you're talking about, Chem, which is that location, that will be Chemiu, will be inhabitants of that. So just like we have Duatiu, those who dwell in the Duat.
Right.
Aketiu, those who dwell in the Aket, the horizon. So yeah, I mean, I don't see a problem with that.
No.
But I hope everybody I'm just saying, don't confuse Chem and Kim.
Okay.
They're two different ones.
For sure.
Okay, here I'm gonna play this clip, and then I'm gonna let Stu Peas come in. This another Egyptologist talking about direct evidence. I just want y'all just to see, how they correspond to that, because I'm asking them the question. Of course, you would ask the etymology of the word and all that. I'm not quite sure, Wuja, how that would actually take away from what they're actually saying. I'm not quite sure on that.
No, it would. I can explain it to you after you play your clip.
Okay, all right. Times us as novice are actually looking for direct evidence, like a dictionary in ancient times that says this means the black land based off the soil. So how do Egyptologists come to associate the word Kemet with the black soil without direct evidence? Hey, Wuja, is that a good question right there? Can I ask that question that way? Is that all right?
Yeah, I would.
How the hell would you to ask the question?
No,
I hear Saul say, "God damn, that was the question I had in my mind." Damn.
But
what?
Yeah, no. I mean, your question is your question. So that I can't. But wait. But that's I would ask, and not to speak for Sar, but I know I would ask a different question though.
Okay, all right. But I hear y'all. I hear Saul say, "You said ain't no direct evidence," so I just wanted to hear their response to that. For me, I just wanted to see.
No. You haven't heard. No. See,
what you say?
What you you know how to the other scholar you played Smash's words.
Yeah.
See, if you played my words to this scholar,
you said ain't no homework on that.
Then she would have answered obviously different, because all I'm saying, because I've asked scholars this. Has because they do this kind of work for different things. So if you ask something along the lines of has there been a historical comparative analysis on the place name Kemet using the historical comparative method to determine its etymological history.
Now, okay,
And
now,
and if you
wait,
Same question, pretty away.
and if you ask them in that way,
Mhm.
that's gonna cause them to pause and not gonna give you that quick answer that we already know. They're gonna say, well, hold up, black is opposed to red. Red is the desert, black is the fertile land, and
Simple,
red
huh?
is the infertile land. Yeah,
Simple.
that's
Okay,
what
so
they always
explain
say.
why I know the origin of it. So now what you're saying is you need a historical analysis to make that.
No,
Is
I
that what
wouldn't
you're
say.
saying?
Nah, you saying need like no.
I'm saying
It's
let's
a
say it was
question.
done. No.
It's
Let's
a
say
question.
historical analysis was made. You said you were going to explain how that would have made. Go ahead. Why that makes a
No,
difference?
I basically just did. I thought you were gonna play it, but no, I said that that's a different a question that will produce a different answer from the same scholar. Your question is she's gonna say what she said, and then if you asked her the way I just did it, or in some semblance to it, she's gonna say something different.
Let's hear her answer, please.
Here's the clip.
Let's hear her answer.
Huh? Yeah.
Let's hear her answer.
Yeah, let's see. All right, here we go. I think these are great questions. I think this is a great. How was that worked out?
I mean, it's
We
your
have
question.
to use
You
a
gonna think it's great.
combination of what we know about how the Egyptian language forms words with the context in which we see those words used. So in ancient Egypt, what we would call an adjective, right? Like a word that is used as a descriptor of something else. Right, so words in ancient Egyptian, the ancient Egyptian language have roots, and then they have endings that go on those roots to change the type of word that it is. It's kind of like how you add ing to a verb in English to make it describe that thing as a concept, right? So I run, right, but I'm into running, right? The ing goes on the end of the word run to make it concept of running, among other things, right? Ings can do other things. And in ancient Egypt, the root for the concept of darkness, blackness as a color is kem, just the K and the M. And whatever vowels, and again, because the ancient Egyptian language doesn't write its vowels, we can't, without being very good linguists and doing a lot of careful reconstruction, and there are scholars who do that, I'm not one of them. We can't say exactly what the vowel morphology would have been like, but the K and the M are the basic root word, the idea. And then you have to look at how you're using it, right? So if you add, in ancient Egyptian, if you take an adjective and you add a feminine ending, the .t to it, you get a substantive. You get like a thing that has that quality, right? Or you get the quality itself, right? So like, if you wanted to say the darkness, you could say Kemet, right, with a T on the end. Depending again on how you're conceptualizing it, it becomes a thing, right? It's a feminine ending, right? So a dark anything is a substantive use of an adjective. So taking an adjective and using it as a noun to either be darkness or the dark thing. And right, land is a thing. You put in a country, right, can be conceived of as a feminine thing, I suppose. It happens in a lot of different languages, right? Mother Russia, I guess, is an analogy maybe.
Okay.
Right, so you add that T on the end and then use the word Kemet to describe, right, you'll hear the ancient Egyptians in a sentence talk about, right, I am from Kemet, right, I am from this darkness, this thing that is dark, and it is where I am from. We look at that and go, dark, a thing that you can be from, right? A place, a homeland, right? Or I travel to Kemet, I travel to the dark feminine thing. And the inference becomes that is the name of the place and that it's somehow linked with darkness. Right, and it's clear that the Egyptians thought of, right, they saw with their eyes that black alluvial soil, right? And the same holds for desher, right? The word desher means red, right? So you put the T on the end, you use it as a noun, the redness, the red thing, and you hear it described as a place people go to or go from, or that's next to, that lies next to the black. right? And so you build this concept of, okay, well, we have a red and a black, and then we use our eyes and see that, right, the desert is red. And I mean, you can literally, in Egypt today, you can stand with 1 foot, ankle deep in black farming soil and the other foot in dusty red desert soil, right?
So that's why they say it's the soil, not because the word is there, but using common sense based on the land and what you're pointing directly to.
And other, sort of references in ancient Egypt, right, to, darkness and black, right? So there's, it's clear, right, that they're contrasting black and red. It's clear that they're talking about this in terms of place and the qualities of the soil, right? And we can use our own sort of what we can see about the land and what we can reconstruct about, it still looked roughly the same, right? The Nile stopped flooding.
Right.
For what that's worth, right? But, there's still, I met, someone that I, was very fortunate to call a friend, was a child when the Nile still flooded. And he told me, right, about going around and, he took me around his village, like that used to be underwater, that used to be not, right? Like, and you would have this dark mud when the floodwaters receded, right?
So when we use the term Kemet, talking about the land, would I be crazy to say, although Desheret is the red land, would they also call the red land Kemet, or that name is not used for because when we talk about Egypt today, it includes Desheret and it includes Kemet. So I'm trying to think, so Kemet would be that area where the Nile floods over and produces kind of soil that they use for farming.
And I think by extension, right? So if by extension, by analogy, by stretching that concept, Kemet is the entirety of whatever territory the kings of Egypt controlled and whatever territory is inhabited by Egyptian people. Right?
I like that.
So
I really appreciate that language or linguistic lesson.
Because this is my understanding, right? Like I'm not a linguist. I'm an historian by training, but I was very lucky to have some very good education in the Egyptian language and in language in general. And that's my understanding. And I think probably I hope it's one that would make sense to other Egyptologists. They would look at me and go, I think you've gotten rusty here. I think you're crazy or you missed something. I think that's one that would probably resonate with most Egyptologists.
As far as what in your lifetime, reading the text and so forth, have you seen Kemet having other meanings? The word Kemet itself having other meanings in other cases?
The word Kem, or as like if you were talking about something that is grammatically feminine, and you needed to call it, so like, because English doesn't have this, right? We don't have grammatical genders. So in Arabic, right? A cup is kufaya, right? It's feminine, has the A sound on the end of it. And so if you want to call it a blue cup, you'd have to call it blue with a feminine ending, So the word Kemet could mean a black female thing. And the word Kem could mean a black male thing, right? So if you wanted to say, I'm trying to think of so like a house in ancient Egypt is grammatically masculine, it's a pair. And so like a pair Kem would be a black house. You would use the word Kem the same way we use the word black in English as an adjective to describe something that's dark in color.
Okay.
So you did a great job of explaining without like direct, because a lot of times now such as myself, we're looking for like a dictionary or something of that manner. And based off my study, I understand that you could find a pinky bone of a hominid and reconstruct the whole body. And I just like the way you really explained it. That was very thorough, the way you explained how, without direct evidence, that you can reach the conclusion that it makes more sense for it to be the black soil. There's a lot of evidence there for that. And so I really appreciate your answer and the way you constructed that. Very helpful.
And I would encourage you to always think, even if we found an ancient Egyptian dictionary, because the ancient Egyptians did take an interest in their own language and they did study it and they did think about it. And if we ever found an ancient Egyptian dictionary that had the word Kemet in it and it's defined as Egypt, you still have to think, how did we get that definition? It's like modern dictionaries of ancient Egyptian. Like if you take your Egyptian vegetable, the sort of classic dictionary of Egyptian language, and you look at it and you think, how do we figure out this word goes with this definition in this dictionary? A lot of times you'd find stories like that. People have to do research. They have to think about how a word is used, what its root might be. They have to look at other languages that are related to Egyptian for analogies. Like how is that, and like Coptic, right? For instance, how does that word get transmitted into Coptic? How is the same phonetic root used in a period when we can be much more certain about how it was used because we have much more written language, we have translations, right? How do we?
So, okay. For me, that was great. It wasn't a whole lot of confusion in her answer. Wasn't a whole lot of flim flam, bam bam boom. It just wasn't, yo. This shit is very simple. Like I said all the time, this is a geological feature that was occurring before humans even occupied those rivers. So this is something that's part of their Africanness. That geographical feature, is part of the things that make them indigenous and African. It's been there all the time. So that's not even, I didn't even know that shouldn't even really be up for debate. Right? Come on, yo. Like it happened then for eons. If not for the dam being built, it would still be happening now. So anybody with reasonable thinking skills, right? You would go to Egypt if it was still flooding and say, "Oh, that's black land right there." You just would say that. If you had no training and no etymology, it's clear right there. And then when you see them making a distinction, a duality between the red and the black, you're like, I see what they're saying. Wuja, why is that? That seems very, we already discussed that. You said you agree with that, but you had another. Yeah, come on, man. I don't even know why that's a fight right there, yo. I figured it out. I saw you do that on purpose now. Now I figured it out. You
No,
it's that on purpose to have a conversation with Saw. Now I get it, yo. Go ahead.
Okay, so let me just explain because I don't want people to think that there's an argument in areas where it's not, right?
Right.
So everything she says, everybody in them, that's like the first thing you learn. I learned that like 20 years ago.
But it's essential.
But wait, I'm just saying that's very common. Like everything she said is not groundbreaking at all. Like that's just common. So now what I want you to understand,
okay,
if I'm telling you I learned that 20 years ago,
correct,
and that's widely known,
right?
If I raise a question about it, then you obviously know I'm not talking about everything that she said. Right. So my question is definitely something that's running a little deeper than that. So that's number one, right? So here's the thing. The examination, so the color association.
Was that accurate though?
Was what accurate?
Is it accurate that this geological feature, this is a geological phenomenon, been happening for millions of years?
Oh, that's absolutely. Well, that's absolutely the flooding of the Nile and the results of that inundation and what it did to the landscape and stuff is absolutely 100% correct. And that's something that we always emphasize. I'm gonna speak for myself. That's something that I always emphasize.
Right. And
so much so.
Hold on. So if it's dead before the daggone people, then you sure as hell ain't saying it's black people. That's just crazy at that point. Because that's way before.
Yeah, we're not talking about black people.
Right. So so we got that out the way. You're saying that you have a deeper underlying question. What could be more deeper than something? You know that some things, the best answer is the most simple answer. And of course you understand that, right?
Yeah, but not all the time. That's
okay.
It's I mean, I hear what you're saying, but that's not always the case.
No, that's not always. But I think in this one, but I'm gonna let you.
No, what I'm saying is that everything you just said about what the land does is what's observable to this day. If even with the Aswan Dam, you could see results of whatever, right? And that's the thing. that one, Egypt was a hydraulic civilization. It was about the control and maintenance of the water and its behavior.
Yep.
That caused the people to thrive, and the predictability of the Nile and what it did. But the research question, and see, this is what has to be presented to her, because it goes beyond what we already know. Like everything she said, we already know. And she said that she's not a linguist. She knows exactly what I know. And I could repeat all the things she said verbatim. But now there's a new research question. Okay, so because we understand that colors are figuratively associated with many things. So I'm gonna ask you a question, right?
Ask that question.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
Yep, I'm here.
If I tell you that something is black land, what does that actually mean?
It means when I look at it, it's going to resemble black in the land. That's
and that is that it?
Yeah, that is. You said if you ask me, say it again.
So are you simply So are you simply saying that when somebody calls something or a type of land black land, that's all they mean? That the land it appears to the eyes as the color black. That's it?
Well, it could be like a drought, because sometimes it could mean like lack of water, right? Or black, black could determine like dryness or something like that. If you say,
wait, black is dry, that's the opposite.
No. If you in the biblical text, when they talk about I am black, right? They talking about it was a drought going on, so they wasn't getting
no. I'm saying.
Go ahead.
Outside of the Bible, Egypt, anything. I'm just asking you if somebody were to say to you that this type of land, and they call it this type of land, a type of land, black land, are you saying that they're only calling it black land for because of the observable eyes or looking at the color black?
It's based off the context. I would actually think that they just talking about that the geological feature is producing something that's black.
No. It's based off how that culture interpret black to mean. That's what it's based off. If somebody asks you what black land means,
Stu Peas is on to something. Okay, go ahead. I ain't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. If somebody asks an Englishman in the 10th century what black means, he's going to associate black with death. The Black Plague, black ship, black flag, all is associate black with that. But we don't know if we understand what the Egyptians associate black with or white with. Even today, white and black are interpreted different in this culture. But if we take it as a core, as a children's story, a children's book, we're referring to just primarily the color. So if somebody told a child black land, the child would look at the color of the land and associate the land with the color. But if they ask somebody who has grown up in a culture what black has different meanings, then we have to take that into consideration.
Bam, hold up, pause. Bam, Stu P is great. Pause right there. I gotta stop you right there. So I'm gonna pick up where you said, and that's so now, Ankh, I want you to understand what Stu P said.
Yeah, I got it, because I got a source from the British Museum, and it talks about the color being in association with resurrection and all that. So yeah, I got that part, but I thought just on some basic shit.
No,
right?
but wait.
It could be twofold. So go ahead.
No, but I guess what I'm doing is trying to show you why this research question is of interest. Okay, so and Stu P's hit it, because if you're trying to detect what the ancient Egyptians were conceptualizing in their mind when they referred to the land, let's say as black, let's just say for the sake of argument, we have to now dig deeper to find out what were they conceptualizing by doing that. And in order to do that, you have to do a diachronic study, which is to traverse through the timeline of these different meanings and then do comparative work. And so that's why the question, the way I frame it, would be a better suited question for that research. So it's like, has the place name Kemet been analyzed by way of the historical comparative method to trace out and track out its etymological history from the time it was coined up until, you know, the shades of meaning or whatever the case is. And what was there a convergence at some point?
Yeah, but that's the stuff
hold
there.
on, 3Ps, because we gotta close this out. I want Wuja to finish out.
Okay, let me finish out. So what was there? Was there convert? So hold up. If you got to close out, if you could put my screen up big real quick.
All right.
I'm gonna use Asar Imhotep as an example, right?
Oh, that's good. I know that's gonna be a bad example.
How you already say that? I ain't even sure.
But Wuja will be slippery now.
Mess with the Asar.
Wuja, you're being slippery now, because the reason I'm being slippery now, in a 4,000-year-old culture, in a 4,000, no, I'm gonna mess it up for you. In a 4,000-year-old culture, because if we look at the word bad in the black culture means different thing over the last 50 years. Bad started out as bad, and then to some people, when they say this boy bad, it don't mean this boy bad. It means that he's good. So when we're using words over a 4,000-year-old culture, we have to be very careful of how we identify change meaning over time.
Stop. If we're at the Stone Age, yo, you looking at some shit growing out that and you eating it, yo. So it's very basic for you. They ain't even getting into all that yet. They ain't writing yet. All they know is every time that black stuff comes, stuff grow out of it that they can eat, bro.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait. So, wait.
We can feel
okay.
that.
Wait. See, you kind of touch on. I'm trying to bridge the gap. Okay.
Bridge the gap. You got
to bridge. I'm gonna hurry up, bridge the gap.
Well, maybe you can pick up on your show with this. This would be a good spot to pick up.
Okay, you got to roll. All right. Let me just quickly make this point right here, because I'm gonna try to bridge the gap, man. We got to get this done, right? So. So when you say black land, my point is black land is too shallow. It doesn't mean anything. So obviously there's a whole set of conceptual meanings that come along with that. And in order for us to tease that out, you have to use certain tools and certain processes in terms of analyzing it. And so the research question is a linguistic question. It's not so much what the lady was saying and then what we all know. So you have to go further. But the example that I'm gonna show real quick, because you don't
got that much time left. I gotta get out of here. I swear.
You gotta roll out.
But let me say something.
I can't read two paragraphs. I can't read two paragraphs.
Yeah, you can read 2 paragraphs. Sweet peas, you can't cut them off, yo.
I can read 2 paragraphs real quick.
Yeah, read the 2 hurry up, yo. That
okay. All right, I'm gonna hurry up. I'm gonna hurry. 2 paragraphs. Okay, so look, this is coming out of Asar's latest book, page. What page was it? I didn't even take the picture of the page. This is
he left the page numbers off.
Nah, he got the page. He has the page numbers.
Let us see the page numbers. We don't see
it's on page 238. All right, this is from page 238. All right, this is one of the places where he's discussing the word desheret, right? So real quick, so you gotta go. I'm gonna read it. It says, he says, as has been mentioned previously, the place name Kemet is often listed in contrast to the desert landscaping called desheret. Because there's a word desher meaning red in Egyptian, Egyptologists automatically assume that the word desheret, the desert, derives from this term, thus defining it as the red desert land. It never occurred to researchers that this may either be a homonym or a homograph, in which I hear music.
Yeah, because we at the end of that.
Oh man, you just listen. Oh, I tell you what. I
say that. What he say? He said it. What is Saul saying? It never occurred to researchers. I don't believe that it never occurred. It only occurred to Saul.
I'm gonna take it off the screen.
Pick up the Saul.
I tell you what. I'm since you gotta go. I'm just gonna go over this quick point. Later on or something. But
yeah, that's gonna be the pick. You're gonna pick up from there on your show.
Yeah, no, but I want. But see, I'm doing it because I'm trying to bridge it for you though.
I know that's cool, but I'm saying, but if you bridge it for me, you're gonna bridge it for everybody. And the experts that ain't listening to y'all, that's gonna be a hell of a read. Be a good read. Asar say shit. They ain't even taking into account. Well, I'm messing with the yo. It's confidence, yo. Hey, I appreciate you coming through, man. I thought it was an excellent discussion, man. I appreciate everybody but Smash Scam Wells because he's scamming. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we out.
Don't touch it. I'm just ask you a question.
No, you cannot.
How many
We out here.
No, how many different?
I'm out of here. Hey, look, we out of here, y'all. Appreciate that. With that, yo. We out, man. Hey, support, man. Hey, I want to end this with this. This is what I will say is, man. Big up to DQ, man. He had a great show dealing with hip hop, man. Got a lot of views on that show, man. Go check that out to get them views all the way up on that, man. So I appreciate everybody, man. Remember, yo, don't hate the game. The game made me. With that, I'm out. I'm your host, Bobby Banger. Y'all know what it is, man. Peace. Practice peace, not hate.